Primetime 82 is right around the corner, and tonight 2 more warriors will look to do battle for the most coveted prize in Primetime's history. 2 men born to do battle, born to be champions. And tonight it will all come head to head as one of these men looks to stop the other's dreams and walk out a champion. Entering first, the challenger, Cxnxept, a man who has fought his way to the top of the mountain and only has one more obstacle to go through in order to reach his goal of becoming the primetime champion. But in order for Cxnxept to become the champion, he must defeat one man, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion BFAP Dirrty Dave. His Khabib-esque style of fighting makes him one of the most feared grapplers in the community's history. His patience, his grind, and his ability to drag the fight into deep waters are sure to drown his opponents. So, with all that being said, please take your seats and strap in for a wild night of fight that will culminate in an epic battle for the Xbox Championship. Welcome to Primetime!
What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? It is your host, as always, Cyrus the Looney. Joining me in the commentary booth for Primetime 82 is the man, the myth, the legend, J-Dime TV, and the one and only Mr. Humbledink. How you doing, lads?
I am good, Cyrus J-Dime. It's Primetime 82. We are excited. We are... And last week, J-Dime, we had 16 fights, 16 kills. The streak continues. Can it keep going tonight?
Yes, this streak is unbeatable, like a prime Undertaker at WrestleMania. We're going for more than 16-0. All finishes tonight. I'm speaking it to existence, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We believe, and these guys shall achieve it. Honestly, guys, stacked top to bottom. 16 fights on this card as well. Of course, Killer's Row, Humble. As you can see, in the opening match of this evening, we're going to be having a PlayStation bout between Bang Bang, obviously the B3 faithful himself, up against Lyric MMA, who, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the new up-and-coming camps of Regicide. I believe he's one of the kind of standouts from Regicide. So big fight in the opening, and then obviously going straight into the other, brother. If that first one is going to kick us off as well as I expected to, it's going to set the pace for the entire night.
Oh my god, the card's incredible. The card, J-Dime, is absolutely incredible. There's literally only one person fighting out the top 35 tonight, and that is Bang Bang. And he's 1-0, so you know what I mean? These guys are absolutely ridiculous. The first fight, we've got 2 undefeated fighters going at it. Until the last fight, J-Dime, we got Dirty Dave fighting Cxnxept. This is going to be a banger. Cxnxept's energy shot, and Dirty Dave, I think he's one of the most complete, well-rounded esports MMA guys out there.
I agree with you 100%. Dirty Dave, that's the man, the myth, the legend. At first, he was known as just a grappler, but now he's getting finishes. His striking has caught up, and he's a complete mixed martial artist, so it would be a tough match for Cxnxept. But if he can get that done, that'd be a great feather in the cap, Cyrus.
Oh, truly, brother, truly. I mean, I've had the advantage of sparring both these guys since they're on Xbox, and I can tell you, I haven't fought Dirty Dave in a while, but everybody knows that guy's pedigree. We've seen him do it day in, day out in this cage. Cxnxept, though, had the privilege of sparring that guy recently. He's a bit of a different beast, bro. I'm really interested to see what he's able to do in this main event spot. Obviously trying to capture gold, not just for himself, but for the DB boys as a whole. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Humble, in the co-main event, we have got NBK Vuck up against Raw Pappy. These guys in a #1 contender spot for who's going to be up next for that PlayStation title.
Exactly, and you know, you've got NBK Vuck. You know, I don't know if we've announced our award yet, Cyrus, but he's up there for one of the contentions, and Raw Pappy is on a tear at the moment. I know J-Dime won't call him Raw Pappy, calls him Wavy, but
yes,
these 2 guys have been on Killer's Raw, and I don't think there's 2 guys more deserving of a co-main event spot at the moment, J-Dime.
Yeah, I agree. Wavy has kind of been at the top of the division since he joined Primetime. He lost to Smudger, but he always stayed in the top echelon of the division, and Vuck has been doing good as well. Vuck started off as the most hated guy in Primetime, and then he's worked his way up to being likable. and he's been putting on great performances too, Cyrus.
Yeah, honestly, like me and Humble, we've been and Doc actually have been going through a lot of the clips recently. Literally every fight in the last 12 months, and it has been honestly, it's been sensational, right? We were trying to pick KO of the night, Humble, and or KO of the year, sorry, and it was difficult considering that we had basically like, what was it, 1,400 knockouts last season? 1,400, yeah. I know, mental. But with that being said, I think it's a beautiful way to segue into the first fight that we expect to end in no other way than a knockout. And it is going to be between the man, the myth, the legend, as you said, J Dime, Bang Bang himself, and he's going to be up against Lyric MMA. A little bit newer to prime time, but obviously coming from Regicide, I expect big things. His teammate Frosty's been doing fantastically well in the performances he's had so far.
Golly, my fault, guys. My fault. I got stuck for a second. But listen to me. This how stacked the card is. Bang Bang's the early prelim. Bang Bang could easily be a main event guy, and he's on the prelims. That just shows how stacked primetime is, Humble.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and better, but you've got to address the elephant in the room, J-Time, and that is Cyrus's new beautiful haircut right there. He's showing it off with style. I say haircut with a tough prison haircut, if that's. But these two are going at it. It's Lyrical MMA versus Bang Bang Bullies, and this one has started off fast, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. I mean, Jorge Masvidal getting those combinations going, trying to get Max Holloway to respect the power that he has, J-Dime, but I mean, Max Holloway's so durable, it's going to be hard to get that man to back up.
Yeah, Max Holloway is one of the most durable fighters ever. And then I can't even focus on the fight anymore because Humble said you're bald head, and that's all I've been staring at since he said that.
Well, we were delayed here this evening because I had to control the lighting in this room so my head wasn't shining and blinding everybody ahead of these fights. But in all seriousness, like these guys starting out super quick, super quick. But it looks like Bang Bang starting to gain ground.
Yeah, it's all about pressure. It's all about the cage control for Bang Bang. He put some great combinations together. One thing about great fighters, J-Dime, is they know they've got certain combinations at a certain period of time in the fight, you have to really hurt you, and they can pull that out the bag at any moment. And Bang Bang, at the moment, is just trying to find his footing. You can see open up slightly a bit more as the fight goes on.
Yeah, but Lyric is doing a good job too. But he can't let Bang Bang pressure him because it'll get ugly for him if that happens, Cyrus.
Yeah, but there it is. The spin to the body, the head kick. Humble, this is crazy.
It is crazy. He's going after him right now. Beautiful shots from Lyric. He needs to keep that up. Bang Bang is going to try and readjust. Nice work to the body right there. I like Lyric at the moment, J-Dime. He looks patient, looks collected. He's got his thoughts, and he's already started getting into second gear.
Yeah, and he's not folding to Bang Bang pressure because he could have folded when Bang Bang tried to pressure him on the cage. Ooh.
Yeah,
but now Bang, ooh,
the fight.
God.
He has stayed game the entire way, and he's got himself ahead now. A big body rock, big head kick that got him rocked also. Honestly, Bang Bang's not a guy that's going to let those two quick rocks get him off his game plan. Obviously, he comes here to cause destruction, Humble, but he's definitely going to be a little bit more respectful of what Lyric brings to the table because he's quite clearly willing to let it all go.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of singular shots mixed up with combinations, and that's beautiful because you can close distance with singular shots, but got to be careful of that right there. Head movement coming from Bang Bang. Doesn't get punished, but he gets punished right there. And Bang Bang. Yeah, he's got him hurt, J-Dime, got him against that fence, and this is where he's a kind of veteran. He's got him hurt against the fence, J-Dime. He's going to try and pressure him there.
Yeah, we said Bang Bang was losing, but that's when he shows his veteran savviness because Bang Bang's been here before. He's fought all the great fighters. So Bang Bang pressure will never change, no matter if you're winning or losing.
Right now.
God damn. Tries to trip him up, attack that stamina, but once again, Lyric able to stay on the feet, gets the teep, and continues with the combinations. Bang Bang, being the veteran savvy fighter that he is, keeps it coming, but you can see those body uppercuts, Humble, that keeps coming out in Lyric. I mean, they are on point, bro. I think that they've been low-key interrupting Bang Bang on the way in and obviously attacking his stamina.
Like I said, them singular shots that he throws, he mixes the body up as well, and the straight shot is the quickest. Hardest to kind of counter with the uppercut, or the jab to the body as well. Really difficult to kind of catch. So he's offsetting Bang Bang's rhythm by going to the body with a singular, and then he's really trying to hurt him with those bigger hooks and the uppercuts that's coming through right there, J-Dime. So it's a nice mixture of combinations he's got. Building a nice cake right now.
It was
Oh
till
my
that
God.
happened. I was about to say he's doing a good job throwing that sway body straight because Bang Bang loves that jab, but he got to be careful with that spinning kick, that jumping body kick. That's going to get you messed up, Cyrus.
Yeah, you can't fall too much in love with it, bro. He's obviously benefited off it twice, missed it once, and that one big miss should be enough to make him a little bit more hesitant to throw that again. But Bang Bang, like I said, man, the veteran that he is, from being behind in this fight, has worked himself in now to being ahead for my money. Although he is still being attacked with some vicious intent. Vicious intent from Lyric.
Man, Lyric's actually really impressive right now. Oh, why'd I say that? Why'd I say that? Oh my gosh, I gotta stop saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lyric, if you lose, it's my fault, Lyric. Lyric, that's my fault, Lyric. That's me. I apologize. Bang Bang with the win. Bang Bang with the win.
Even when he's out, he's not out. You know what I mean, Cyrus? Even when he's out, he's not out. Like, good players, I told you earlier on, they have something in the pocket, Cyrus, that they can pull out and they know they're going to hurt you, and they're extremely good at finishing people.
Yeah, 100%, brother. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, the way that Lyric was fighting in that fight, I think that we would all agree, if we have any influence, I would like to see that guy fight again, hopefully on the next card out, get another chance. This was obviously a tough opponent, would have been a great feather in his cap, but Bang Bang was able to shun the up-and-coming fighter, the new blood, if you will, and gets his hand raised in a gritty way. Still undefeated, Humble, and still on this knockout spree that we have been seeing. 17 fights, 17 finishes. Let's freaking go, my man.
You say knockout spree, but there's been some submissions in there as well.
I meant
Anywhere you can win, you win in a finish style. Look at that. Bang Bang Bullies was winning on the scorecards. That's actually really interesting with that first round. You know, we said that was in the bag for Lyric, but apparently they give it to Bang Bang, which is interesting. I'd like to see the results of that. Anyway, both of these guys are 1-0. Both of these guys are undefeated, and they've just fought each other at the the start of the prelims card. These two could be well up there in the future. You know, in a couple of fights, if they put the work in, J-Time, they'll be fighting on the main card in no time.
Yeah, and even though Lyric lost, he put on a good performance in a loss, and there's a lot he can grow from, because that wasn't a bad performance. It's just a veteran like Bang Bang took advantage. He's been here before.
Yeah, for sure. I've got an update from the back. Apparently, he is not part of Regicide Lyric MMA. Maybe I got confused between himself and obviously some of the Regicide members with similar names that we saw recently. But nevertheless, this guy, standout performance, even in that loss, I was very, very impressed by what he brought to the table. So obviously, we know Bang Bang, he's going to be rising up those rankings now. Look forward to seeing him climb that. And, tried to do it on the Xbox side. He was running PlayStation last season. So we'll see what the reinvigorated Bang Bang on Xbox is able to accomplish. But with that being said, my guys, we move on to CV5Z up against Professor Potato. What a name,
Potato.
bro.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is difficult for me and J-Time because we're good friends with CV, but
Okay.
Professor Potato J-Time, that is a hell of a name.
Bro, Professor Potato. I like him already. That's a good name. I've never thought of Professor Potato. You know what that means? That name means he's either going to be really good or really bad. There's no in between. He's not going to be solid. He's going to be either a really good player or a really bad one.
Rookie move, Cyrus. Rookie move already. We're seeing a Cody Garbrandt pick, right? We need to explain to the viewers, if you aren't new to Prime Time, if you just came along for the first time, you can ban a fighter if you're the first pick. And most people, Cyrus, but ban Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah. Understandably so. He's so fucking fast, my
John
man.
Dodson?
Hits so hard. But he's one John Dodson. You're absolutely right, J-Dime. And I mean, that's a ballsy pick. But I mean, one eye rate. He's not a bad pick, even though he's short.
I love John Dodson, right? But it's scary looking at Cody. John Dodson looking at Cody Garbrandt, Humble.
100%. So just get your bets in, guys. Get your bets in, because the bets are now open. And now, Dodson's good, though. Like, Dodson's quick, J-Time. Dodson can kind of box. And CV is very good. Like, if we're going to talk about CV and what he's done so far in Prime Time, it's very little. He's 1-0 at the moment, J-Time. But what we've seen outside of Prime Time, what this guy does, it's usually top 10 on PlayStation every single season. He's usually always mixing up with the best. And recently beat, like, 3 of the best players in the world. And did it with comfortable fashion as well.
But not with John Dodson. All right, but I'm just playing. But so here's the thing. Cody's a scary pick. Usually, like you said, Cody gets banned. Why is Cody not banned, Cyrus?
Rookie move.
I know, man. I know. So you're kind of slacking a little bit if you don't ban him. It's like when you hit the main card and you're allowed the 5-star fighter. If you ain't banning Yan, I mean you are slacking, my man. But maybe he's just all that confident. Some guys, right? Like I know that KM Caliber does this a lot. He just goes, look, I'm the best. It doesn't matter who you pick. No ban. He refuses his ability to ban. He just says, I don't want to ban. And there are maybe like 3 or 4 people that do it, but maybe he's one of them. Maybe he's just that confident. I know that you guys know CV, but is he just like that confident in his abilities? Sounds like he's got a lot of of a resume behind him.
This is the problem here. John Dodson has to get in because he's short. Cody Garbrandt has the highest power in this division. So you have to jump in the fire a lot of times just to get your own output, Humble.
Yeah, it looks like the kind of group that you guys play with, J-Time, they're all kind of similar in the play styles, and that is like a really counter-offensive, counter-striking sort of style that keep their stamina incredibly high. So CV is going to be trying to take his time, look for opportunities, but doing that, he's getting caught quite a bit at the moment from the edge of the cliff, and the edge of the cliff is struggling to kind of,
What? Oh, okay.
No, right, that was my bad. That was my bad. Don't touch the mouse when people are fighting. That is the rule of this evening. Oh my God! How did he miss the slip straight? He slipped his punch through a straight, and Cody's head was still nowhere to be found. I have to say one thing, guys. Like John Dodson, like IRL, he's a really durable fighter. I'm not sure of his stats on the game, but that is one thing that maybe comes into an effect here, because of course we know that Cody's chin not known for being as durable.
Well, he got them hands.
Yeah, 98 power J-Time, 98 power Cyrus. That's a crazy thing to have. And what I'm liking so far from Dodson is he's been very, very patient, but at the same time, I don't know who's won this round, like who's done enough. I've got to think that,
It's been a chess match. Ain't nothing been like, there's no...
If I'm a judge in this one, I'm kind of like...
No. Oh yeah, it's Cody's round. So here's the thing, right? I see, now watching this, I see why people don't want to watch me fight. That's because it's kind of a patient...
You think the prime time guarantee is still not in effect yet, Dave? You think these two are going to break the streak and go to a decision and actually give us the first decision in 18 fights, Cyrus? I don't think that's going to happen. The pace is going to pick up. The pace is going to pick up. These two are going to realise what octagon they are in, Cyrus.
There is a lot on the line. There's a lot on the line, brother. Whoa. Not only their future primetime contention, but of course, this undeniable finishing streak that we are on. I seen some doubt in the chat. I heard the withers of doubt in the booth, but not today.
I think they heard what we saying, because it started picking up. Now this match is picking up a lot more than...
Yeah, you got to make people want to watch it and entertain at the same time. I know there's strategical. These guys are really obviously don't want to lose, right? But at the same time, you've got to make an impact. You've got to make a splash. Yeah. You want to know, Cyrus, when you go 2-0, you want people to talk about your next fight. You want to be on the highlight clips. You want to be one of the guys that people are going, okay, I don't want to fight that guy.
Honestly, guys, I can't stop laughing every time I look over to the chat. Somebody's just like, Paul Cyrus is undefeated, never lost a round. Like, just like
somebody give you a nickname earlier on, and I think it should stick. It's Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. Okay. I'm vibe with it, bro. These guys are swinging, though. I will say, and look at the head health blinking a little bit with that flanking doubles up on it, Jay.
Cody eat 2. He ate 2. Cody got that power. If Cody lands 1, it may get ugly.
Block as well from Cody is getting it down for Dodson. Like, Dodson's block is just slowly decreasing. Now it's only taking 2 to 3 shots to kind of get through Cyrus. That third shot's sneaking through now. Ooh. If he catches him like that, it's not going to be many more. TV's got to be careful.
Goes up with the head kick. Now that's one of those ones, Jay, where obviously it landed, got through the block, did a nice little bit of chip damage, but Cody Garbrandt has excellent head movement and excellent combinations.
Cody, no love. Garbrandt, the power. He is not playing with John Dodson.
100%. This is pressure on. Stevie comes back. Stevie, hearing the answer. These two are now starting to go at it because the head health's down, the block is down, the body's down. for Mr. Potato. I can't remember his first name. Is Professor Potato, Cyrus?
Professor Potato, bro. You get his name right, Professor Potato.
I cannot remember his name. Dr. Potato.
Oh my God.
Mr. Potato Head.
This might be it, bro.
Snatch Potato.
It's over.
That is mash right there, Cyrus.
That is still going, bro.
Oh, it's still going.
Still going.
I think it's what's been.
I'm telling you, it's destined. We are getting through the year of 2023 with all finishes at this rate. This is craziness. These guys turning it up. I swear to God, it's a real thing, Jay. These people, they feel it. You don't want to be the guy to break that streak. You just don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, like we've had this tremendous streak. I'm telling you, it looks like the Undertaker right now.
It's
and
crazy.
it
Someone's
picked
gonna
up
do
in the
it for
second
fun,
round.
Anna. Someone's gonna do it for fun.
It picked up in that second round, and guess what happened? We got the finish we needed.
That we did, bro. That we did. Good ass fight, man. Credit where credit is due. Professor Potato turned up and showed his what he's made of here this evening. Looked very technical, chest battle early, and then opened up, took some risks. Ultimately, CV was able to get the job done. Another win. What was that? 2-0 for him now, Humble? Is that what?
Well, you guys, we were treating you in the first fight. Two undefeated fighters again. Two undefeated fighters, both 1-0, both making their put it on the line already. They're so early, and one of them's going to jump forward so far right now. But the other guy did well in that fight as well. I think we have so many good competitors inside in prime time, Cyrus. It's very difficult, but the streak continues, and we're going to be moving to the next fight. It is going to be Clarky versus. I don't know if he's KIA Blake anymore, but
might be a little bit behind.
It's okay. Yeah, Catherine, I'm 90% sure KIA died about a week ago.
Sure
who knows, But it's nobody else was to know that, so it's fine. But speaking about these two records, Blake is undefeated, and we've got Clarky currently 2-1 at number 23 in the division. Already 23 J Diamond, and about 20 fights left.
Listen to me. KIA is gone. I'm sorry. I just want to say they are killed in action.
Well, let's keep cry on camera.
They are killed in action. So I don't know. It's formerly KIA Blake. It's just Blake. It's just Blake fighting now, Humble. Y'all are done. I just wanted you to know that specifically. Y'all are done, Humble.
Yeah, I know it's sad,
bro. You me. I'm not gonna lie. I will say one thing though. Blake was vibing in the chat before this, calling me Johnny Sins, and saying that I've joined the Andrew Tate cult. So that's I don't know if his head's in the right place going into this fight. Maybe the bald head has taken him a little bit off course. But I will say one thing about this guy: he has never failed to deliver in his fights. Obviously being a former teammate of his there, Humble, that he turns up, he puts on action-packed battles, he's currently undefeated, and he knows that Clarky is a game threat that's ahead of him in the rankings, so he's going to want to take all those points, bro.
100%, and it's tough because, he is a great competitor, but at the same time, he does better when he's usually performing, but I don't know how much he's been playing. A lot of the guys in KIA, formerly KIA, weren't playing a lot, Cyrus, so it'd be interesting to see how he kind of plays, but it looks like he's going to be grappling, J-Dan.
Why are you surprised? You know him as much as I do. He wants to grapple. Don't let this Nick Diaz fool you. He does not want to strike, Cyrus.
Nah, especially against Darren Till, bro. That guy's rangy. He's fast. He hits goddamn hard, and ultimately getting him tied up early, using the jiu-jitsu advantage that Nick Diaz has, obviously goes a long way. And let's be honest, any MMA fan that's worth his weight, worth his weight is a Nick Diaz fan. I mean, how can you not be a Nick Diaz fan, Humble?
Yeah, Nick Diaz is beast, man. Just a
Till as well, for that matter. These two guys are both genuinely great fighters, great people.
Oh, he's trapped.
Yeah,
he's been in tire control for a while.
I think we should have integrity checked Blake, because Jesus Christ, this is not the Blake I'm used to right now. He's I'm not even joking. He's breathing iron like hell. It must be working on his grappling J-Time, but I'm not used to this. This is weird.
No, I got him. This the Blake I play against? Hold on.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's been hiding it. That's what I mean. In performances, in an actual competition, he does really, really well. He surprises people. It's strange.
I think KIA was holding him back, Cyrus.
Oh, oh my god. That was a sick boon, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But now we'll have to see if that's impacted his ability to strike. It has freaking not, my man. Got him rocked. Lend those hands. Go.
He said he's still KIA, so KIA must still be a force, J Dimes.
No, he said he is KIA. No, he's saying he is the whole camp. He's I am KIA.
Look at him go right now. The amount of boxing and I don't see him putting a lot wrong from there.
Ooh. Man, that's crazy. Like he really started his fight off crazy. Now he can't get carried away because
It's the kind of like fourth and fifth. If he was to slow down on the killer shots, he'd probably find the finish.
Here we go. Let's go, Blake. He's starting to feel himself. J Time. It's nice to watch.
Yeah, but you can't allow yourself to get comfortable.
Sits him down. Brother. Oh, he took one this time. No.
And I lied, J Time. KIA is still going on.
No, Blake is KIA.
Blake is the captain.
Yo, that was a flawless performance.
Blake just won captaincy for KIA. That is crazy. And he just put in the chat, KIA. Yo. In action right there was down.
No, he did kill him. He did kill him in action. Darren Till is done. Great performance by Blake. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That was a fun ass fight, bro. That was a fun ass fight. And I have to say, Clarky's no slouch either. So the fact that Blake just came out here and did that to him, I mean, it shows where Blake is at right now. Undefeated, rising those rankings and getting it done in one. Keeping that streak alive, Humble.
Wow, 19,
brother.
19
Oh my goodness.
20 with double digits right now. I just got a text from Blake right there, J-Dime. He said, keep my team's name out of your goddamn mouth.
He said that to who? You or me? He said that to you or me?
Tell J-Dime.
No, he didn't. No.
My team's name out of your goddamn mouth.
No. He said that to you because he's the only one left in KIA. He said that to you.
But he goes 2-0, and you know there's some people. There's a couple of people outside like I've just gone 2-0 there. Bang Bang, CV, Blake tonight. Those guys are starting to emerge. Cyrus, the start of this, the prelims, the early prelims. They're going to be getting big fights next week, and now we're going to be moving to an absolute epic fight because it's going to be Wobbsy versus Crazy Dragon. This is going to be glorious.
Yes, exactly right, sir. I mean, look. These two fighters, Xbox, obviously seen. Crazy Dragon, I've known this guy since day dot. He's probably like one of the original OGs of the community. And he's had such a development to his style, Jay. And I know that you appreciate this. When it comes to like fighters and they come in, like on the old days especially, kind of almost a throwback to old mixed martial arts. People had set styles. You were a grappler, you were a striker, and like that sort of thing, right? He was a grappler through and through. And over the years, he's added to his striking time and time again, bit by bit. He can now counter strike, he can pressure fight, and he's become the complete package when it comes to mixed martial arts. And you often see him hunting that finish. He only uses that grappling kind of as a secondary or a backup now. But that's where it's going to be tested up against BFAP Wobbsy, because the same can be said about that man. And then he paired up with obviously BFAP, and he's elevated his game to that next level, now trying to also make a run under the Xbox division. Two guys relatively low down in the rankings right now, 26 and 30, but they are heating up and looking to try and break into that top 50.
Yeah, and in mixed martial arts, and I'm glad they're doing that. Like you said, your game have to evolve. And he added to his striking. Now, at first he was just a wrestler. Now he does everything. He counter strikes. He attacks. He does everything it takes to be complete mixed martial arts. Mixed martial artist, and we gotta appreciate that, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. So we do have a couple of seconds as these guys get ready to get this fight going. So what? Okay, so I've just had a little bit of an update. The next fight. So not this one. That is going to be Austin JG up against DB Calum. That fight, unfortunately, will no longer be continuing. Crazy Dragon, BFAP Wobbsy is set to go. They are just setting up as we speak, but I think this is a good opportunity to talk about some of the fights that we didn't quite get to on the intro. So I'll throw it to you first there, Mr. Humble Dink. We have two guys in the, kind of first couple of sections of the main card. They're from the PlayStation division, of course, the console that you are native to, and that is MBK Goat up against Ripe MMA. These guys now in a very, very good spot. Rank number 12 against rank number 5. Ripe has a massive opportunity ahead of him to get himself into the running of that primetime gold.
Yeah, 100%. Ripe MMA's actually done so well lately, Jay Dime. He's been coming and getting better every single week. Every time he shows up, he shows something new. But he's fighting a tough opponent, and I believe he might be your client in NBK Goat. And that is a good fight for Goat, Jay Dime. A tough opponent who comes forward, tries to put it on you, but he can also mix it up with the grappling. Goat's going to be tested here.
Yeah, Ripe is a true test for Goat. But if Goat is really as good as we think he is, by we I mean me and him, he would get through Ripe. But Ripe is a really tough opponent for NBK Goat, and he should not be slept on.
Yeah,
100%.
One thing I will nip in, there are other fights. I'm sure we'll have opportunities to have a little bit of a rundown of what to be expected. But of course, we don't want to take everything away from the analyst booth that we have coming very, very shortly. I'm sure those guys have a lot of thoughts on the upcoming fights and some of the craziness that we've seen already. But the next one is now ready. They are raring to go. They are biting at the bit, if you will, to get into that cage. So without further ado, BFAP Dirrty in the red corner up against Crazy Dragon in the blue. Looks like we're seeing Alec Perez up against Lewis Smoker. I love a little bit of Lewis Smoker, bro.
Yeah, it's a flyweight fight. I used to see him flyweight fights, and Alex Perez has got a bit of everything. Reminds me of like an RDA in the flyweight division. He's got a bit of Muay Thai, a bit of boxing, a good bit of ground game, but he can do it all. You know, he can get you submitted. Lewis Smolka relies a lot on that reach, Jay Dime. A lot of that reach and mixing it up, but he's very chinny.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Luis Smoker is not in the UFC anymore, right?
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think he did get cut, right? He did get cut, or maybe just took another contract elsewhere. But he's like an OG's fighter of the flyweight division. A division that doesn't really get a lot of love typically, but there's a lot of great fighters out there, and he's kind of like he's cut of that elk. Do you know what I mean? He kind of reminds me of a not necessarily just in fighting style, but in terms of like his kind of like vibe, his or if you will, it's like Max Holloway. I
was going to say the same thing.
You were? Nice, okay.
Yeah, Max Holloway. He does that. I remember when Max Holloway and him were coming up at the same time. They were coming up around the same time, and Max flew up, and he kind of, because they were both losing fights. Max lost to Connor. There's a few others, but Smolka didn't quite make it. Got cut once, came back to UFC, did really well. For me, Smolka should have went up, but he's got massive length reach, massive like kicking reach, so he needs to use it in this fight, Jay Dime.
Yeah, you got to use your attributes. Do not fight like you're short. Do not stoop down to his level. Please use your attributes. You're fighting too close, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Don't step and struve it, bro. It's gonna be the way. Like, he is throwing a lot of hooks, though. I ain't gonna lie, but that's kind of Crazy Dragon's way. You know, to be really upfront with you, likes to use those jabs and the straights, some of the teep kicks, but that's all to set up some big hooks and some big pull uppers, as we saw right there.
Nice work. You can tell he's. I think Cyrus just coughed. You can tell he's trying to hide it. You can see it, Cyrus. The nice teep to the body right there. But I like what he's doing right now. Nice back fist as well. I was going to say, Jay Dime, I got slightly off track. He's setting something up, and like Cyrus said, but you can kind of tell his big shots so far at flyweight, they're not having the same impact. So he's got to use a few more of those and not get caught out in that process of setting them up.
Man, I just want him to use his length. And he is fighting well, but sometimes he's getting too closer than he have to, Cyrus.
No, exactly right, bro. Exactly right. He's he could just be playing a little bit more rangy, but that may be just down to a shot selection sort of thing. Like, he knows what to do, but I feel like Crazy Dragon's one of those guys that's played the game so much now that he's kind of just, he's out here to get big wins, bro. He isn't looking to win by any means. He wants to get big knockouts. He wants to do it in a pretty emphatic fashion. He's a guy that when his opponents go limp, they often end up doing some sort of somersault through that cage. And those are the types of shots that he goes for. But he's got to be careful, bro. I'm telling you, Wobsy, game as ever humble.
Yeah, these two are top, highly ranked fighters, and these guys are capable of doing anything to each other inside there, including what you said, somersaults, nice knee. It's just, I can see Crazy Dragon setting stuff. I can see Warbsy kind of falling for it sometimes, but Warbsy's got to have some arsenal of his own so far. It looks like he's on the end of Crazy's shots rather than the opposite. That elbow was nice though, Jay Dime.
Yeah, it was. And I love the way these two are fighting because it's not about winning. It's about how you win. They're trying to make a statement with this win. They're in the pocket brawling. They want to put on a show.
Oh, that was nice.
There it is. Foxy now doubling up on the body, recognizes it, and returns with the uppercut.
Oh,
but gets slapped down.
Okay.
Nice work.
Oh, dang.
Bro, if this was any other weight class, one of these guys be flatline right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
About
yeah.
30 seconds to go.
There's a lot that's happening in this round, shit. A lot.
Yeah. Forget strategy at this point. It's time to sit in his phone booth and brawl. That's what they're doing right now, Cyrus.
Jesus.
Yes, sir. Yes, frickin' sir. Crazy Dragon really trying to make Perez feel that foot buried in his face. That lead roundhouse, though, Humble, I feel like he keeps going for it. It keeps leaving him very vulnerable to the counters from Perez, and it's been the biggest counters that he's had so far. I actually think he got the rock off it. I could be wrong, but I think he got the rock off it as well. If Crazy Dragon isn't able to adjust to that, he may get sat down from it very, very soon.
Yeah, he's not making his opponent kind of use side steps or use lunges or move, rapidly to the right or left time where you would usually catch people with that. He's not using his jab enough to do it because he's kind of throwing singles to the body all over the place and mixing it up. So that kick that he's kind of throwing, I think that he's trying to throw is an off-putting shot. But that's a weakness for Perez where he's realizing, I can counter that.
Yeah, and this is a great fight to watch. And I think Alex Perez may put him down pretty soon. A few more of these shots, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's really starting to get through. Every time I think that that's happening, because his head health has basically been blinking for the last 60 seconds. Shit, never mind. Gets rocked. The duck just in time. Can you see how, present Crazy Dragon is out there, though, Humble? Even when he's rocked, he gets the pull counter in. Just a brilliant awareness in the cage.
Yeah, he's it's beautiful to see. These two are neck and neck. This is a tough fight. I don't feel like this one's going to go the decision, but it's been glorious to watch so far. They're making the flyweight division, which is so, it's not liked upon. Usually, J-Time, he's go for the win. Here we go. Crazy Dragon's got him hurt. I was about to say, it's not liked. And God. Essentially, they're making it look fun right now.
Yeah, this is a fun fight. And you said you don't think it's going to decision. No, you know it's not going to decision. You don't think anything.
There's no decisions here, especially with Crazy Dragon. He's starting to beat up Wobbsy like that.
There it is.
It's over. It's over.
Look, I'll tell you one thing about Crazy Dragon. When you watch the way that guy fights, right? He isn't fighting sim. He ain't trying to make animations look clean out here, J-Dime. He's looking to go any which way he can, rock'em sock'em robot, get those combinations in, almost Tekken you, to be honest with you. He's almost trying to Tekken you out there. But, obviously, this game isn't meant to be sim, quite clearly. The guys who play that style, much like myself, you appreciate it, and it's beautiful to see, but ultimately he was out here to get wins, and he was able to do it with big-ass shots that ultimately separated his opponent from their consciousness, and kept the fucking streak continue, my man! Let the streak continue.
Almost normal now. It's almost normal. Getting greedy.
Meant to happen. It's like it's supposed to happen.
Imagine we go 2 cards with a full streak. That would be...
I believe, bro.
Crazy.
I freaking believe. Well, I tell you what, real quick, guys. Like I said, Austin JG up against DBK. Calum? I'm just Calum.
Yeah, it's Calum.
Unfortunately, not happening. So we will skip past that one. And we are on to Vinny up against Temp. I believe these guys are on the PlayStation side, if memory serves me. And they've been around the scene for a while now, Jay. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're pretty familiar with at least Temp as well, though, right?
Yeah, I used to play him every day at one point.
Yeah, I thought so. Good ass fighter, bro. And I think these guys know each other, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Vinny's been around the scene kind of in similar circles, I think.
This should be a great fight. This should be a great fight. 5 and 7. Yeah, they're familiar. See, they're familiar with each other. This should be a great fight. If I'm Vinny, I gotta watch out. I'm not trying to give a scout report, but I gotta watch out for a straight lead overhand as a counter.
You just exposed the man. Before you even start, you just expose the man. Give away his secrets, Cyrus. Give away his combinations. What's that straight lead counter that he's going to avoid right there? Yeah. That's what I'd be looking out for, Cyrus. That's what I'd be looking out for. J-Time's his brother. And he just gives us the secrets right there.
My bad, Names. He went in the chat.
That is amazing.
Damn, J-Time.
Goddamn. Catching heat, bro. Oh, goddamn. Well, we shall see how these guys go down. It is prelims, 4-star fighters only. They are not going Leon Edwards, but oh god damn! And just a little note to give, respect where respect is due. Just to throw it back while these guys decide, I suppose, on who they're going. But we in the last fight we sold Crazy Dragon. He is actually part of TFA now as well, so he's now back with TFA. I don't know if that played any factor, but obviously their camp now back on the radar. Temp and Vinny, they're lone wolves, right? They're not in any camps, I don't believe.
I don't believe there are any camps yet. Dan might be able to help me with that one, but just so you know, guys, 50 seconds left on the betting, so get your betting on for the bet on these. But Dan, are these two in camps or not? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
It's their job to let us know, right? It's their job to let us know.
I feel like Vinny may be NBK, but I could be wrong. So
bet. Well,
and here we go.
Well, this is a tough fight. These two are both highly ranked as well. We said it earlier on about the card. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's people ranked right up. I think there's 14 top 15 fighters on this card.
Right. Oh my goodness, I'm right. Watch this. They said yes. Vinny is NBK. Come on.
NBK. Interesting. Okay, so Vinny coming in at number 21, Temp number 25. Big fight for both of these guys, Cyrus. Max Holloway versus Masvidal. It sounds like it's going to be a striking match. We know how these things go. This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick off the gates, I imagine. Normally, when you see Masvidal up against Holloway, one of those guys is going to try and set a pace. Normally the Holloway, to be perfectly honest with you, but that's the problem. What the hell just happened?
Did he actually get dropped? Oh, wait.
Wow. I don't know.
Did it drop him?
It did.
The first one was a drop, but the second wasn't.
It made a noise like he got dropped, but there was no like flash or anything. That was one of the weirdest animation things I've seen.
I'd love to see the scorecards right now, but yeah, that's.
I'd love to.
Whoa, what is happening right here? What is going on? Two flying knees in a row that both whiffed. Not used to seeing that, Jay. Oh, okay, here we go.
Hey,
These two cold. Are they cold?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think their hands are cold.
They don't feel it out. They forgot to feel each other out, Jit.
Humble. Hey, wait, humble. My scouting report worked. You see? He threw it twice.
Jit, what's your thoughts on this fight, though? Oh, there we go. Here we go. This is a bit more.
This
no
is
foreplay.
This is an interesting. Like, it started off weird. Like, I'm not. This has been a weird fight so far.
Here we go, though. These guys back. This is a slow pace, though. They're taking. Even though they're actually going quick on the ground. There's no stopping, Cyrus. No stopping. No denials. No. Just move constantly.
Yeah, I mean, he got one right there, but then he uses it to get straight back to his feet. As you say, active on the feet, on the mat. Can he get the mat return? It looks like he may. I mean, this is labor intensive for Temp, though, Jay. I mean, he doesn't really have the cardio to wrestle like this, I don't feel.
Yeah, especially with Jorge, and I think he wasted his stamina taking him from the Toyota Tires sign all the way to the cage.
He took him a while, you know what I mean? That was a journey right there. He gets him off, though. Nice work. Interesting to see if he strikes with him or decides to strike with him. Masvidal coming with the straights right now. Nice hook when he was kicking. Max needs to be careful, Cyrus. You can't kick while the opponent's kind of moving forward in the pocket. You're going to be too close to you.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. The kicking inside a boxing range can be lights out real quick.
So I'm upset because I'm not on no one's side, but I said the scout report, and he's thrown it 4 times. It hasn't been countered one time, humble.
Yeah, it's down to the opponent to see that and kind of pick that up as it is, but he's not kind of doing it. So, he's getting away with that, but at the same time, they're starting to fire at the body a bit more. The kicking's starting to come. Boxing range, though, for me, is where the either fighter kind of wins this one, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure.
The dancing.
I don't know. Yeah, they want to dance a little. It's okay. He is attacking that body actively, is Temp, and it's a really smart move up against Max Holloway. We know the cardio that obviously he has. It's really, really hard to put him out for good, but the way that Temp is doing it, it's been a kind of really, really measured approach, Jay, and he may, over time, accumulate enough damage to get the job done.
So I want to see, was that jab a drop earlier? That's what I want to see. Can I see the stats, please? Forget the replay. Show the stats, and I want to see if that was.
I know you can't hear it, Jay, but it's making the knockdown sound when he does it.
Oh, but it was so early in the fight, no one was hurt. He just threw a jab,
Bro,
and
he had full head health.
Maybe he's from the cartwheel kick. Maybe he's from the cartwheel kick. That sometimes happens.
It is an knockdown, bro.
Oh, he's winning the round. He's 1-0. And then he got cartwheel kicked and nothing happened. That's crazy.
Oh. Well, they're both looking for a counter.
Yeah, do you think this one's going to be a finish?
Yes. No, it's not think, I know. What do you mean think? Stop saying think. I know someone's getting finished. Or someone's going to have to fight me in the backyard if this doesn't happen, bro. Someone got to fight me,
They getting jumped by all three of us if they ain't getting finishes.
There's a jowl jumping as well. The prime time is on a roll. This is the 21st fight we've had this season. There's been 20 fights so far, 20 finishes. This one is in progress, Cyrus, and it's starting to heat up in the second round, as many have lately. The second round seems to be where people really come alive.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. And you got to remember, this guy knocked him down with a jab. If I'm Jorge Masvidal, I'm saying he cannot take these boxing combinations and pour on the pressure. Just like he's doing, Jay.
I was about to say, yeah, someone's getting finished here. This is not going to be no decision. I refuse to accept this fight as a decision.
We need some sort of name for guys who are really good at finishing, like hurting opponents when they're hurt, because the clinical, at the same time, there's a lot of guys like you see Bang Bang and guys, when they hurt their opponents,
that's called having a killer instinct. That's called a killer instinct. That's what it's called.
Yes, sir. Oh, I mean, no down, he gets up, but like I said, it's hard to kill. It's hard to kill Max out here. It really is.
Yeah, it is very hard to kill Max. You know, I've never seen Max get dropped in my.
Jumps. Temps could get an
brother,
opportunity.
there it is.
It's over. It's over. That's a great win. Great win.
Oh, Jesus, man.
It is. And he turned it up as soon as he got him hurt, Cyrus. It was downhill from there on out. Like, it was close until it wasn't close, and when it wasn't close, it was brutal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it only takes one, and he started timing that pull counter. He landed 2 or 3 of them. You got to remember, Jorge Masvidal came out, threw a jab, and got the first knockdown that Max Holloway has ever suffered from a freaking jab, my man. Beautiful. Jab. Yeah, exactly. I mean, got what was it? Ipoli? I can't say your name, my man, but Vinny got violated, he says in the chat, and he ain't too far wrong. Like, Vinny came out here, he's a great fighter, but tonight was not his night. It was all temp. I mean, that jab set the fight in one way, and ultimately he was able to keep that success going.
Yeah, he was, and the odds said that he had 12% chance apparently. So, you know, J-Time people not doing the research, but now they're going to be, because he is going to be moving forward in those rankings. A massive placement fight. Oh my God!
Hold on, humble. Why is the beef not over? And I quote, "Fuck Vinny. I told him I'd embarrass him." GG, at least he showed up.
Jesus.
You're supposed to show sportsmanship after.
Yeah,
it's still
at least
over.
He showed up. Holy moly. Jesus. That is crazy. That is crazy. So these guys, sometimes these guys don't like each other. The beef is the arguments are real, you know, that some people don't forgive and forget. It's just the way it is. But next up, Cyrus, next up is a fantastic fight. 2 fantastic fighters. We've got B3 Blackout versus KM Intro. This is going to be a banger. 2 highly ranked guys again, and featherweight division. Sports.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. And look, Intro recently, I've always said this, right? I was around at the beginning of the KM camp. They obviously were spawned by Valentine, by I'm Cold Blooded, a few others, and they have honestly really elevated their game over those years. They've always had a beautiful sim style to their striking, but Intro is one of their standout performers as of recently. You know it yourself, Jay. You have seen it, especially in recent weeks, ending out last year and the beginning of this year. The way he's syncing together combinations, using lunging strikes in between boxing and kickboxing combinations, he is lighting people up right now. Win, draw, or lose, he is getting, you know, just beautiful performances, bro. Beautiful performances.
Yeah, he has an aesthetically pleasing style to watch. Like, his combos, he has a pretty fight style. Like, it looks really good, whether he win or lose. His fight style will always look good, Cyrus.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. And these guys are about ready, I believe. We're just going to give them that extra second. Nope, they are ready. Okay. And we're going to get into it, my man. B3 mother freaking Blackout up against KM Intro, respectively. Got the Francis Ngannou pick as well. Bit of a shame, right? Bit of a shame. I'm not going to see him fight under the UFC banner, but Nevertheless, featherweight is the weight class, Humble. Dan Ige up against Yair Rodriguez.
I like to see right there. It's crazy that Yair Rodriguez is a 4-star pick on there. It's very interesting. KM Intro, though, fantastic fighter, as we already were. Both of these guys have got similar records. 18 fights between them both already in this season, which means that they're both kind of veterans. 10 fights for Intro, 8 fights for Blackout, and these two are kind of neck and neck in the rankings. So whoever wins this one could put himself in a great position in that division, and it's going to be a wicked fight. Yair Rodriguez, for me, J Dime, he has a bit more in the arsenal department. Danny Gay really a boxer.
Yeah, but Yair is one of the fighters. It's like Anthony Pettis. If it's just a striking match, you're going to struggle against him. He has good hands, good kicks. He has good everything. You have to make it a fight against him. Don't let it be a kickboxing match. Make it dirty, mix in, make it a full MMA match, Cyrus.
Yeah, I completely and utterly agree with you, and that's the the same thing to be said about when you're fighting Intro, period, because of, he kind of fights like Yair, to be perfectly honest with you, and that's the thing that Blackout and the B3 boys do so well, is that they get in your face just like this, Humble, march you down, and make you just so concerned about your block, you're constantly thinking about defense. Intro's going to find it a lot more difficult to get that beautiful striking going if his kind of opponent just isn't getting any, giving him any space at all.
Oh my God! That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And Blackout bullies any B3 fighter to kind of put that pressure on you. So the fight not gonna be as clean and as pretty as he wanted to be. So he's gonna have to try to negate this pressure that's gonna be put on him, Humble.
He's got brilliant boxing combinations, B3 Blackout. I like how he picks characters that kind of favour his style as well. Yeah. He really does complement his own style. Really important as a fighter. You've got to be able to pick characters in competitions like this where they're going to help you kind of win the fight.
Yeah, completely agree with you. And he just seems zoned in right now. You can see Intro not giving up without a fight. Using intelligent attacks to try and attack that stamina early, but he's got to survive with the with the block, because I feel like his block is being broken out here, Jay.
Yeah, it is, and it's not just that. It's the problem. The reason why he can't overcome this pressure is because he's keeping a good jab on him too. He's keeping a great jab on him as well. Oh my goodness.
This may be it.
This is lights out for Blackout. He's going for it. Intro is done.
That was flawless. That was brilliant. That was beautiful. That's a great performance.
Yeah. I mean, look, we were talking so much about I was talking so much about Intro at the beginning, the way that what the KM boys bring to the table, and I can tell you firsthand that as a lesser version of them, this is the trouble that you have when somebody gets in your face and they walk you down. They don't allow you the opportunity to get any breathing room whatsoever out your Humble. You can use those teeps, but if they're straight back on it, bro, it's like they sprint straight back into action. You cannot get any breathing room, and ultimately, even though Intro is incredibly tricky, he was not able to get enough damage off to stop that forward pressure from Blackout.
Yeah, 29,000 child points went, or 24,000 child points went on to Blackout there last second as well. So there's somebody who's holding the bet. Might be J Dime right there. He is with his betting, his Kraus sort of betting. Know what he's like with his members. But no, he knew there was something going on right there, because people knew Blackout is a beast, and Intro is also a beast. But it was Blackout's night. He set up his shots well, and he looked like the fighter who came with a game plan, essentially, J Dime.
It's not even just he had a game plan. Everyone had a game plan, but he imposed that game plan. So basically, you couldn't deter him from walking forward. It don't matter what Intro would have threw. He would have walked forward regardless. And it wasn't just normal pressure. It was educated pressure off that jab. It was a beautiful fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. And just on this point real quick, before we get into PlayStation top contenders, ranked number 17 and 18, Storm and Amazon. I do want to say, when we get this primetime pod going, J-Dime, you are our betting guy for sure. Like, no joke. You're running that betting corner, brother. We got you on that. But these guys are ready to go. Storm 4-3, 17 up against Amazon. Also, Amazon, bro, he has been around the scene. I know Storm has as well, but I feel like Amazon's been around the scene forever, bro. He is always here. He is always turning up for these fights, putting in great performances. He's about a 50-50 fighter at the moment, but he's put together a good little streak recently, and obviously wants to continue that here this evening against a higher ranked opponent.
Yeah, 100%, and he's number 18 at the moment, which is a very high ranked position, and usually because you've got them records, if you're fighting other good guys around you, you're fighting top contenders constantly. Didn't have the best season last season, Cyrus, so he's clearly put the work and time in to kind of improve as a player, and that comes with us having many league fights as you can. You become comfortable in there. See a bit of a record though, J-Dime. Very interesting how Storm, he's going to impose himself on this one. It looks like he's up ahead as well. You've just got to have the confidence here.
Yeah, but what we say, the records don't matter. It could be spars, ranked, all that. It only matters when you're under the bright lights of prime time. And this is the bright lights. Let's see how they perform, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. It looks like Storm is the man that's willing to take the center of the cage. Of course, he's got a reach disadvantage, but if he is walking forward...
Oh,
never
what
mind,
the
he may
hell?
walk onto that, Humble.
Gee, I'm surprised Chimaev is a 4-star fight. That's crazy, but these two are...
Oh, this is middleweight. This is middleweight,
All
Chimaev.
right, yeah, that's crazy. He's still a beast, but yeah, the uppercuts there were massive, and the reach of Chimaev is very deceiving. Kelvin Gastelum as well. You've got to know how to use him. Got to get in the inside. You can't be using the long strikes. You've got to find a way in that pocket, J-Diamond, find a way to use him.
Yeah, but Storm as a grappler, I thought he would be the one to pick Khamzat Chimaev. Even though Kelvin Gastelum can wrestle, I would think he would be the one to use him, Humble.
Yeah, but he might not have had first pick, so this might be just his second choice, essentially, Si.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. You never know. It's sometimes we get this fed through the back. I wonder if we will going into this one, but honestly, people who pick Kelvin, they're normally really well-rounded fighters, and that's one thing I will say about Storm is that if he wants to, he can take it there, and I feel like, based on past performances, although they're both really well-rounded, I would say that typically the advantage would have been on the feet for Amazon and on the mat for Storm, but maybe they're looking to prove me wrong out here, Jay. Roles reversed as we see Amazon get the first takedown of the fight.
Yeah, that's surprising. I would think if you're Khamzat Chimaev, you would use your top pressure. I wouldn't have stood up if I was him. I would have stayed on top of him, Humble.
Yeah, very interesting. And we talked about earlier on about the fix, Cyrus, but that's the first battle, right? We don't talk about it enough. There's the first battle of this fight, when you're in a fight in these esports leagues, especially ours, is picking the correct fighter, getting the first pick, getting all of that goes on behind the scenes. We don't talk about it enough, like I said, but it's a massive part of this, and I like the pick so far from Amazon. And he didn't quite make it for
oh my goodness!
I'm saying shut up.
I thought I was going to
I'll finish what I was saying though. King Amazon was going to be one of my most improved of the year, but obviously if he had a bit more of a winning record at the moment, it was rankingly high, but yeah, he is improved massively. He's one of the best up and coming PlayStation guys in my opinion, and next season's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's been doing really well, especially towards the latter end of things, putting it all together. I said that I thought that he may have a slight advantage on the feet, but he is showing that he may have some advantages on the mat here as well. Getting some good ground and pound in, but of course, Storm being as veteran savvy as ever, able to evade some of those shots, Jay, stay defensively sound, and work his way back to a better position.
Yeah, and he gets the sweep too. Storm is trying to show it don't matter if you have Khamzat Chimaev. I'm the better grappler here. It's not the wizard. No, what is the quote? It's not the wand. It's the wizard who's wielding the wand. I think that's what it is, Humble. It's the guy behind the sticks, basically, Humble.
Yeah, definitely, it is the guy behind the sticks. It doesn't really matter the character. Look how close that fight is right there. You've got more strikes in the favour of Kelvin Gastelum and a rock on each part, a stun on each part. But I'm not comfortable if I'm either guy in that round. I'm just a bit more happy if I'm Gastelum because the head health Chimaev looks like it's a bit more down, and you got to go back to work in the second round side.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Nice attack on that leg kick as he was sidestepping. I feel like both guys making really good adjustments early, just trying to test each other on different looks and some high vulnerability moments, putting these guys in some dire positions in terms of their head health and their block.
Nice.
Very clean.
Interrupting shot shit down, very important. Standing, people don't know this, but a lot of people don't know it, but when you stand still, your shots come out a lot faster. So picking those opportunities where you're static and you can unload when your opponent's coming in, it's really important. You catches your opponent clean and quick.
Yeah, but this fight looks weird to me because they shouldn't be in the same weight class. Kelvin Gastelum need to discipline himself and go back down to 170 where he belongs, Cyrus.
Bro, he is a short, dense man. That's all you can say, right? People are not all built the same. He is short, but he is thick.
Oh.
And you can see that you know, he may not have the reach advantage in this one, but I honestly feel like sometimes that can play to his advantage. He can duck under certain shots that ordinarily fighters may struggle to, and it, you know, has some advantages in certain grappling positions as well, but he does not want to be on bottom here, Humble, especially not for the second time. Amazon has shown that he is more than willing to continue to rain down shots from these positions.
Yeah, he's trying to equalise the sort of fight. The moment he's getting clipped quite a bit on the feet. Storm does a good job getting back to the feet right there, though. It's going to be interesting what Storm does, because Storm is naturally a grappler. Sometimes he can get his back up if you take him down and you grapple him. So he's going to try and do his own work and see what he can get off. The thing about Storm Jim Dime, I'll say about the ground, he likes to kind of take his time on there and kind of control and win like majority of the time. So it'll be interesting if he tries to go back to damage, or if he tries to finish the fight, or he kind of controls the round out.
Oh yeah, Humble, you would know. I forgot about that. Didn't Storm grapple you to death? So you have the best insight on this. So on the ground, what do you think Storm does well, Humble?
He gets back to his feet. He tries to go from striking, so he does a lot well. He does a lot well, but at the same time, doesn't feel like Storm wants to. He sees an advantage on the feet, Cyrus, I think.
Yeah, and he wants to keep this knockout or finish streak going, brother. So far, so good. This is not the one to get the job done. Will we see a third round for the first time in maybe the entire fights that we've had? Have we ever seen the third round this season? I could be tripping. But
this season we've had a few. Yeah,
this year.
Close calls last week as well, but we had a few, but they end up finishing in the third. But it's starting to heat up again. Yeah. You know, Amazon is on the brink. Storm's starting to pressure. He knows what's at stake as well. You know, these guys are all trying to keep the streak running. Whoever breaks it's going to be hated. That's all I'm going to say. Whoever breaks it's going to be hated. Set up a heel turn in it. So
yeah.
Can I ask a question, J-Dan? Why is PSN always first time in the chat, but he comes in every single week? How does that work?
I don't know. I don't know how.
He's here every week.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he shoots for another single. Amazon seems to want to stick to a wrestling routine here this evening. Having some issues, though, because it looks like Gaslam has become pretty wise to it and has been good around the defense. Oh my God, what just happened? Where was the counter?
Where did the punch? Where is the punch? UFC 4. No, where the punch like disappeared. Where is the hook? Where did it go?
Now I'd be pissed. That's crazy.
Oh,
there it is. There it is, J-Dan. It came 10 combinations later.
Yeah, but I still want to know where the hook went.
Ooh. Big one comes back.
Patented
Aston trying to fire.
Oh, nice pull. He's not giving him the fire after some of these pulls, though. I don't know if he's a little bit concerned again. Caught himself.
Oh, this could be it. Amazon. Oh, he jumped him down.
He jumped him out.
That was a smart move, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Great move.
That was a lovely, beautiful, tactical move.
The streak continues. It continues. Let's go.
Yes, J-Diamond. Yes, brother.
Can we talk about how that was a comeback? That was a crazy comeback. That was insane.
It was. I mean, I was almost counting Amazon out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was almost counting that man out because Gaslam was doing some really good work before that finish was set up. The pull counter, and wasn't he like semi-rocked or gassed when he threw it as well?
He was it was so far from that hook missed with so far. I don't know if you heard Cyrus talking, but he threw it. And as soon as Cyrus said that, it was like, yep, that's what he was waiting for. Just that pull elbow. And I said it earlier on, I think Amazon is one of the most improved players of the season, in my opinion, from the start to now. He's come like so far. He's gonna get another massive fight as well, because he's pushed himself from 18 to wherever he's gonna be next week, but definitely in the top 15 essentially, Jordan.
So Storm, where did your counter go? Like, I want to know where.
That was a knockout. I was going to say that was a knockout, Cyrus. That'd have been it.
Yeah. I mean, look,
where did it go?
The Houdini hook may have robbed him of a finish, but Storm, not a guy to cry over spilt milk. He'll go back to the drawing board, come back better than ever, and I'm sure he's going to want that rematch down the line. But King Amazon, I mean, got to hold his head high. He said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. And he's absolutely right. He has been here for years. He has continued to improve week in, week out. And he was able to, you know, kind of really get down in that fight and kind of battle through some adversities. It's not about the dog in the fight. It's about the fight in the dog. And Amazon's got that fight in him, brother. I tell you that. With that being said, though, my guys, we have another sensational fight to highlight, or to feature, if you will, these prelims that we have here this evening. It is between Regicide's very own Frosty MMA, currently 2-0. We saw him last week, Humble. He had a sensational performance, going up against personally one of my favorite stylistic fighters on UFC 4, and that is Cxnxept. Masio, also obviously a massive Cub Swanson fan. We're probably not going to get to see, well, we're not going to get to see that here this evening because these guys are in bantamweight. But I tell you what, these guys both have styles that are beautiful to witness, kind of contrasting both strikers. I can't wait to see how they match up and ultimately who's able to get the job done here, but they're finishing machines.
Yeah, definitely. And they're absolute beasts amongst the division. This is a huge fight. You know, we're already at the free chip prelim, J-Dime, but these two guys are ranked number 13 and number 16. These both guys are undefeated so far in their run. So whoever gets the win here is going to elevate them right into that top 15, right into the top 10, essentially, for a massive fight. And, you know, those undefeated fighters who are 4-0, 5-0, they seems to be the ones getting the title shots at the moment because a lot of guys are fighting each other a lot of times, and these fresh faces are coming through and getting the opportunity to try and knock people off. And we see it with Cole, we see it with some other people. It's a massive place to have that undefeated record. It's there's something about it.
Yeah, but I feel like you just put pressure on them. Now someone is over here scared. I don't know which one of them are scared, but someone is thinking about, I can't let the O go. I'm going to be ranked higher. If I win this, I'm going to be like 13 in the division, Cyrus.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but honestly, I feel like Masio's been around the block so much that, as you can see, he's going to open up the fight, use those lunging strikes, which are fucking beautiful. And I will say one thing about Regicide. Like I said, they've been new to the camp. I joined their Discord, kind of seen how they work in that. And one thing I will say about these guys is that I don't feel like confidence is in any short order out here, Humble. These guys believe that they are here to take over. They see their undefeated streaks and they want to continue it. But they just want to get out here, not only get those W's, but they want to do it in an emphatic fashion. And they've got a dance partner here in EK's Masio, who is willing to go that extra mile, willing to go to the depths of hell to get, you know, to put on a show for everybody at home.
Yeah, definitely. I like the pick from Barra. Barra's a great sort of fighter. You know, using him, he can be like a Jose Aldo type, you know, was one of the best champions for a long time. And a lot of people found him to be invincible, essentially, at one point. And I like the way Frosty is using him. Frosty is still on the outside, J-Dime. Not where I like to be, but he seems to be countering well. He seems to be knowing what he wants to do.
Yeah, I agree. And why every time I read the chat, they say Cyrus look like every bald person. They say Vin Diesel. They're naming every bald person.
No. He said Vin Unleaded. That's what he said. And that one hurt. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I've been laughing to myself for the last couple of minutes. But we love you, Chad. You absolute bastard.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Made it about yourself tonight, so that's all I'm saying.
Bro, I'm sorry, I will never change my hair again. Don't worry, this is permanent, this thing.
No, we love it. The team is back in business.
But honestly, yeah, I was going to say, don't let this bald head take away from the beautiful destruction that we have ahead of us.
100%. We've had 20, I think it's 27 or 28 fights this season and 28 finishes. This is the 29th fight, I believe it is. And so far, these two, I like the work from Frosty J-Dime. The work he's got to the body, the work he's doing on the outside. He seems to be chipping away, and he set himself up nicely for later on in the fight.
Yeah, he is. And Cyrus, do you know how long this streak been going on? This knockout streak? I mean, this finish streak? When this streak first started, you had hair, Cyrus.
Bro, you fucker. You bad. That's brilliant.
Cyrus White.
100%, brother. 100%.
That's what Prime Time does. The stress.
I'm telling you, bro. This baldness was because I was balding. It's all prime time. I'm telling you. From the fights keeping me on the edge of my seat, not allowing my nerves to settle, to all you guys ribbing me for years. But no, honestly, guys, these two fighters I really don't want to take away from it. They have had a really, really intense first round. They are, like I said, polar opposite striking styles, but they are very, very unique in the way that they approach the game, trying to accumulate max damage over a short period. You know, they've kind of risked certain things here, trusted in their instincts, and you can see some of the damage that's had an effect over the course of those last 5 minutes.
Man, I just listen to me. I've just been laughing so hard at you being bald that I forgot Jimmy Rivera's fighting. I thought that was Chad Mendez fighting.
But yeah, these two, like you said, Cyrus, the background that they both two had, the sort of styles that they're employing in these fights, and the body work from Barao so far has been most impressive for me. But the coming back out, the actual stamina doesn't look too bad at all. We'll see how if he can kind of take a bigger lead time as it goes on. But I like that body work that he's doing.
Yeah, and you said something about the stamina. It looks really good right now. And I was about to say they better start throwing. Oh, here we go. I'm about to say there we go. Money.
Body work again.
Yeah.
Well, oh damn. I mean, the takedown defense on point for Frosty. He continues to press it. I believe actually that stamina deficit isn't necessarily due to the bodywork, because Masio has been returning the bodywork relatively well. I actually think it's the lunging strikes. As somebody that likes to utilize them a lot, they do tax your stamina, your long-term stamina, each time you throw it. But it does also allow you to interrupt your opponent and follow up with some hellish combinations, which is what he's been trying to do with it. This is truly a war of attrition, though. You can see that... Oh! They are letting it go, brother. How did that kick not land?
This is absolutely
brutal. He gonna put him out. He's gonna put him out. He's trying to torture him. If he hit him to the body one more time, he's folding like a chair.
Barao is back, Cyrus. This looks like the Barao of old. This is nice to watch. Beautiful violence right now. Beautiful destruction.
Oh my God.
And Frosty MMA is making it known that he is not here to play. Beautiful work from him. He could be going 3-0. He could be the undefeated fighter. And pressure makes diamonds, Jade Diamond. That's exactly what Frosty's aiming for right now.
Yeah, if he hits him with another body kick, I'm scared what's going to happen, Cyrus.
No, exactly, bro. That lead roundhouse has been money for him. And you see all these people using it while moving forward, right? And kind of getting themselves caught in some positions where they're open to some combinations. But Frosty standing on that spot, utilizing it perfectly, timing it, correct distance. He is showing some kickboxing pedigree here this evening.
They got to test him, man. They got to test Renan Barao, because this looked like prime Renan Barao. And I know he's like 40-something years old right now, and he shouldn't be looking this good, Humble.
No, it looks really good, and Frosty he's putting on an absolute show. Masio has done really well to survive so far, Cyrus. It's been an impressive performance. The bodywork, mixing it up really well. The fades, I know I've already laughed. The fades, everything. Chat, stop, chat, stop. Anyway, just before we go ahead, Concepts, thank you so much for your support with your subscription for 2 months in a row. If you do want to support Prime Time, share the link. It's free to do it. Make sure your friends know and let them know what's going on right now, Cyrus.
Oh my God!
He just killed the man. That's a body. That's a homicide. And he said thanks. That's disrespectful.
That's knockout.
Early contender for one of the knockouts of the year right there, I tell you. He set it up. We got a little bit distracted by this bald head right here, but he did not let that distract him for landing that knee square on the face of Jimmy Rivera. I mean, he may need to get his skull scanned after that one, because I think he's got a fracture right there, Jay, because, I mean, God, that was savage, bro. He leapt into that, leapt through him with that knee.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. He killed the man, right? He caught a body. Then he said thanks after. Like, what are you thanking him for? You just killed the man.
The sassiness, the confidence, everything that he's done right there. But Frosty MMA goes 3-0. You just seen what he can do with his Barao. Like, what can he do with his 5-star picks when he gets those type of guys, the Izzies, the guys that can move in a certain manner and are champions? It's going to be very interesting, but he's put himself in a fantastic position. He's now flew up the division, 3-0. EK and Masio can get back to the drawing board, 2-1. You know, there was a good fight for him, but at the same time, that was Renan Barao's night, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, on his beautiful performance, people forget, brother, what Renan Barao is capable of. That guy was an absolute nightmare in the bantamweight division for about 9 years when Dominic Cruz was injured. So good to see him come back and have a bit of a final hurrah here this evening. Frosty MMA doing his, that fighter, his camp, and himself more than proud here this evening. I saw the Regicide, faithful in the chat saying Regicides is, it's their time, basically. They're here to take over. I'm telling you, Frosty is currently leading the way under the Primetime banner for just that. And with that being said, my guys, we now have a 5-minute interval as we go across to the analyst booth with the one and only Doctor Who. And joining him momentarily, it will be iGoatBP also. Guys, it's been a crazy night of fights. I know you're going to run down the fights that we've just had and obviously the ones that we have coming up, but there's a lot to talk about, lads. They have been sensational so far.
They really have indeed. You just saw that massive flying knee KO at the end. That's definitely up for knockout of the night. But from top to bottom, this card so far, and we're only at the beginning of the main card now, has been absolutely mental.
I mean, who's going to disagree with that? We're keeping how many fight streak are we on the finishes right now? I mean, it's bizarre. It's close to 30,
it's nearing 20, definitely. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and it's going on from last card as well. And this card, to start off earlier, we were talking about just how stacked this card is. And in the early prelims, we started off the whole card with the one and only Bang Bang MMA. He's a legend. Everybody knows Bang Bang. He comes to bring the fight. And Lyric MMA, who he went up against, actually surprised the hell out of me. He went to Bang Bang for that one round, man. Them two were going at it, but ultimately Bang Bang ended up coming out on top. But that might end up being, I am in the empty room again, that might end up being a fight of the night. I mean, them two went back at it. And if we're just skimming over the card, looking at some really good performances, KIA Blake, I mean, he really took the fight to him. He dominated that fight. And same thing with Blackout with Intro. I love the KM guys because of their clean simulation style. That's kind of how I try to emulate my fights as well. Them guys do it 10 times better than me. And then to see Blackout go in there and just dominate the way he did, I mean, that was a bizarre fight. But just to go back to what we just saw, Doc, I mean, that's
it was a fight. That's what it was. It was beautifully set up.
Of the night, right?
Although the commentary booth were a bit on the nose about the boldness of Looney and such, you still got to see a massive KO coming out of nowhere, and it was fantastic to see. Moving on to another fight that you forgot to mention from the prelims, though, Dragon coming out and putting a performance against Warbsy. He read the jab. I think afterwards there was a bit of tension and toxicity between the two because of the way Dragon was able to read it, but it's fair game. It's in the rule book and you can use it. So you notice someone consistently using the jab, you can get your head off to the side and really make note of that. And so it's just about knowing your opponent, making the adjustments and making those reads, especially in round 2, where it's always crucial. Now, if we look on towards this main card is a bit all over the place. So for starters, we have Psycho Shark, who is no longer fighting Drizz, but instead Drizz will be fighting Mr. Bone doing work, the man who is gone 3-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and this is a top 10 matchup. Drizz coming in at number 10. He's 5-4 right now. We got Bone at number 9. And shout out to both guys for taking this fight, it being a replacement fight. And very, very curious to see what they're going to do with this welterweight class.
Yeah, it was a high ratings, high ranking. If either one of these gets a win at this rank, you are then instantly catapulted to about rank number 5 or thereabouts, depending on how quick the finish is and all those other factors. So if you can get that with strong win, then you're looking for a very good chance and possibility of being in the title shot if you're lucky. Move from that, you got Goat versus Ripe. This fight was in the background, bit of a headache to sort, but we finally got there and we finally got down, and these two are bound to have a banger as well.
Oh, 1,000%. And I love watching MBK Goat fight. He's one of my favorite people to watch just in general. And he's going up against Ripe here, who's just outside of the top 10. We got Goat sitting at number 5. So we're seeing Goat trying to keep his name up at the top of the standings. And we're trying to see Ripe here jump into the top 10 with a win. They're fighting at the bantamweight, so it can be a banger of a fight. Just got to figure out what fighters they're going to pick. And we just get to watch them go at it, man. I'm very much looking forward to watching Goat put on a performance here, or seeing Ripe come up with the upset.
And then we have the primetime GOAT, also known as Trixie, is on a 2-loss streak. Will this be the fight he comes back? That is the question. He's going up against Driz, number 8, 4-1. Dzinho is a fight and a half. He's part of that DB camp, Ditty Boxing. They know the score, they know how to play it, and if other people, if he's been looking at the previous fights, it shows how to beat Trixie, and so you've got to imagine that's what he's going to be coming into this fight with.
1000%. Like you said, Trixie on a 2-fight losing streak. I don't expect to see him at his worst. I expect to see Trixie at his best, coming to remind everyone why he was so dominant, coming to really put his name, not that he's not at the top, but to solidify that he belongs at the top. He's going to remain at the top. And it's a task here for Dzinho, who is no slouch. Like you said, number 8 in the rankings. He's 4-1. These boys are fighting at flyweight. And Dzinho, with a win over Trixie, that's more than just a feather in the cap. That's a phenomenal win here. So a lot on the line for both of these guys.
Indeed, indeed. Now let's move our focus onto the co-main and main event of this evening. Of course, you have Mr. Dirty Dave taking that title shot this time around against the winner of the number 1 contender spot, Cxnxept, from last week. Their fight's going to be in lightweight. We saw their picks earlier, Islam versus, I want to say, McGregor, if I'm not mistaken. And so those two are going to be down dirty. Dave typically is a grappler, so he's going to look to put that pace on, but he's also gone Islam, and Islam has some striking you've got to be wary of here. Go.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I've heard a lot about Dirty Dave. Obviously, I've seen him, but I heard a lot of people compare him to almost like Khabib. He's very dominant on that ground, and he's also, like you just said, Islam in the game has striking that you can't slouch. Dirty Dave himself has striking that you can't sit here and think you're going to just have a run in the park with him on the feet, and it makes him so dangerous here. But like you said, Cxnxept 5-1, man, no joke. He finally made up here. He's here at the title fight, fighting at the lightweight. Let's see what happens.
And to finish this all off, although not the main event, you have the co-main event of NBK Vuck versus Raw Pappy. Pappy coming off that suspension, you know he's roaring for a fight and a half. He's 4-1, ranked number 7. That's a hell of a spot to be in. That's 1, maybe 2 wins off a title shot of our newly crowned champ of Word Life, fighting Volk, an established fighter across the being, making a comeback from previous seasons and making himself known now. Go.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you've been watching Primetime for any amount of time, you know exactly who NBK Vuck is. And if you're around just the UFC community in general, you know about Raw Pappy. These two are no jokes. Number 3, Vuck. Number 7, Pappy. Fighting at bantamweight, and a lot on the line here. Vuck at number 3 with a win here could get another title shot. Maybe, maybe not. Pappy with a win here definitely jumps up in the rankings. That would move him to 5-1. And these boys are bound and determined to go at it.
They are indeed, but with all that being said, we're going to give it back to the main trio of tonight with the Bone Doing Work versus FSD Driz fight.
Well, we are back at it. Mr. Humbledink, J-Dime frickin' TV. Appreciate the analyst booth in the background. They hyped us up perfectly. The time is now. Main card is ahead of us. Undisputed finishing streak, still alive, my guys, and we're about to continue that action right here, right now.
100%, and we'll break that down. 25 fights this year, 25 finishes. This is the 26th fight of this year, J-Dime. Are they going to break the streak? I don't think so. 2 strikers on our hands right now. Leon Edwards versus Stephen Thompson. As these boys have brought down, nearly every single person on this main card is a top 15 fighter that's going into it. There's massive implications throughout this main card tonight, J-Dime. One fight could get you away from a title contention or a title shot. So these guys are looking for finishes. And what you're up against, your points are based on the round you finish your fight, because everybody is finishing fights.
No decisions, guys. Since we've started the season, not one. Not even close. And I don't expect that to change here. But with that being said, we have a battle of 2 strikers, Wonder Boy and Leon Edward. I'm not going to lie to you, Leon has to make this a dirty fight, because kickboxing with Wonder Boy got to be the most annoying thing in the world, Cyrus.
It does. For my money, and I'm sure that you guys will probably agree, Leon needs to attack that leg early. That's what he needs to do. He needs to attack that lead leg. Wonderboy likes to blitz. He has a wider stance. That lead leg is readily available to be kicked. Of course, he does like to put it up top out here, Humble. Go for the head kick with it, which is, of course, a nice counter that he employs very, very well. But trying to take away some of that mobility could benefit him early.
Yeah, definitely, movement is key with Boy, and he's got 99 movement. You've got to kick that leg, as you said. You've got to limit that movement. But Bone Doing Work is going to be a difficult fighter to beat right now. 3-0 in the division, ranked number 9. Massive implications for him, as we mentioned. If he wins this fight, this could potentially put him for a #1 contender shot, or it could be a bigger fight, just a massive fight essentially, fly for the division. So he's got to do everything he can to win this one. You can see him on the outside, utilizing the character perfectly, J-Dan.
Yeah, Wonderboy fits Bone's style because a lot of people hate on Bone's style. It's a very defensive. He's not throwing a lot, him off his back foot. Like, it's an annoying style to probably go against, but Wonderboy fits him, Cyrus.
It does. He makes you walk on to the oncoming damage. It's hard to hit a guy that doesn't want to be hit. But basically, bro, if the guy's backing up, it's hard to find punches. But that's one thing that Driz is going to be, awfully aware of. Bone Doing Work is not exactly new to the community. People are aware of what he brings to the table and what type of techniques you've got to train for out here, Humble. And I think that's why we're seeing Driz take the center of the cage, but be very patient and not just, kind of getting a little bit of tunnel vision and trying to chase him down.
He's trying to figure out what's going on. He's trying to figure out what his angle should be in this one. So it's only the first round, only 2 minutes in. He's got there's a couple of options here, J-Dime. He's not leading with kicks, for instance. That's one thing. But at the same time, that could get you countered, so you got to be careful because the boxing's coming from Bone Doing Work. The other thing is you're going towards your opponent. Sometimes they take your foot off the gas and kind of let them come towards you. Not the most interesting fight sometimes, but that's kind of what you got to do against somebody who's backing up a lot.
Yeah, he needs to touch Wonderboy. Leg at least. I'm not saying throw a lot of leg kicks, but at least touch his leg when he major lunges to one side, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. And look, that's one of the things. So Wonderboy is really good at the in and out movement. He's good at getting in and out of range. But when you start to press him and get his back up against the cage there, then that's really when you're going to be able to, start to use some of those rounded shots to take away his movement. One sidestep into that leg kick is basically lights out for that leg.
Ooh, it's got to be annoying for Leon Edwards to face because he hasn't been able to find his range, and he's really just getting beat up by Wonderboy on his back foot, Humble.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a good job of really just fighting like he should with a character. The kicks that are coming from him, they're difficult. You can kind of annoy your opponent, make them force them into mistakes, and he's outpointing them, right? He's point fighting right now, and at the moment, Driz is losing this point fight. This is what Wonderboy did, Cyrus. He was a karate point fighter. That's what he did before he started doing MMA.
Yeah, exactly, brother, exactly. And look, I will just point out one thing, though, that when Bone Doing Work has got his back up against that cage, as soon as Leon presses him, he looks to do the sidestep. I'm telling you, brother, the leg kick or head kick is there for the taking if he's able to set it up correctly. Bone, he's well aware of that. It's one of the pitfalls of the style that he has, the sidestep heavy sort of routine. But like I said, Leon needs something like that because the lean off straights, they're just falling short out here, Jay. They're not quite landing on the mark.
Yeah, but he is being patient, but he got to clinch him. Make it a fight. Like, even take him down. Or Wonderboy's going to keep making you miss, point fight, get his, and get out every time, Humble.
Exactly. He's point fighting really well at the moment. And just started to take a back step, which decides to go with the ground. Hits it with the ground. Now this is where he's got to do some work, real damage here, because he needs to kind of utilize what the advantage Bones had. Starts to go with the elbows, goes back to half guard. Bones in a good position here, Cyrus, because if he gets back to that guard.
Yeah, but he gets mounted, and the first denial. I have to say, Driz has done this twice now. Gets the side control, gets the instant denial, gets into top mount, gets the instant denial. Now they're postured up with some ground and pound to boot. Doing a good job of getting some chip damage off, but Bone Doing Work able to survive, at least for now.
Yeah, he needed this. He needed to take him down because he was playing Wonderboy game, and you gotta mess up Wonderboy rhythm. Make Wonderboy know he's in a fight and not just a sparring match, because that's what Wonderboy wanted to be, a sparring match, Humble.
Yeah, he wants to kind of outpoint fight you, make mistakes, and eventually capitalize on that, but he's happy to kind of just pick up the points as he goes along. And now he's back to the feet. he goes back to work. You know, he didn't lose too much on the ground there, J-Dan, and the ground wasn't too advantageous for the damage-wise.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Leon gonna have to take him down or mix in some clinches. Do something again. Do not let this just be a kickboxing match, because it's going to get frustrating still, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have to say he did techniques right there. The 1-2, the little ducking roundhouse. That was one of his most dangerous attacks, because I could see it in Bone's eyes, bro. He was about to sidestep, you know. So this is a lot better for him. Cage cutting is key out here, Humble. He cannot follow. He cannot allow Bone to get those side steps off unanswered. And those are the two key aspects of his offense that we need to see come to fruition if he's going to have any success. Because otherwise, Bone's going to keep doing this. He's going to keep popping that jab, popping that straight, square in your face, and you're not going to be able to close him down.
Yeah, it looks like he might be 2-0 down if he continues with this, because there hasn't been much offense coming. He's going to need a finish going forward, and obviously I'm starting to worry about the streak. I'm not going to lie, Cyrus. It's starting to worry about. I don't know, when it gets that third round, there's a lot of pressure on. 25 finishes, 25 finishes. Can he do it? Won't do him work trying to put a stamp on the season.
If this happened, if there's not a finish, go Jinxers. He said, if someone's not going to get the finish, it's going to be Bone. Oh no, someone's getting finished, either Bone or Driz. Y'all are not going to let everyone down like this. I refuse to believe that.
I would be in disbelief and awe if one of these guys don't get finishes. For as much as Bone gets a little bit of hate for the backpedaling routine, he does actually have a lot of finishes on his resume, and I think he's trying to taunt out here, Humble, trying to get into Drizz's head, trying to make him push forward for that extra little bit that he needs to get the the finishing source out here.
Yeah, 100%. And not many significant strikes kind of landed from either guy, really, but the big work coming from, I say the big work, the one rock from Bourne is what's kind of kept him ahead. The strikes that he's kept, outside 40-something strikes plus, and just frustration from Driz at the moment. It's tough for Driz to kind of get in there and do anything really. Now he needs a finish. He needs to go balls to the wall, J-Dan.
No, they both need a finish. What do you mean he needs a finish? Both of them need a finish right now, Cyrus.
They absolutely do. And Driz may be trying to answer it with light. No! Can he do it?
He's got him! He did it! I remember that taunt. Remember that taunt he had?
He came back. He came back.
Oh, he taunted him. He taunted him.
And thanks. Oh, man.
Oh, man, he taunted him.
Leon Edwards, Driz, SZN is built different, bro. Cut from a different elk. Oh. They came forward and got the job done after just getting picked apart for fucking 9 minutes or something like that. Humble. I mean,
he needed one.
Yeah,
he needed one. He needed one.
He needed a 5-second period, bro. That fight was all around in 5 seconds.
Clinical killer instinct there, Dan, as you said earlier on. The killer instinct was on display. He hit the button, he pushed that button, he pressed his controller and pressed killer instinct mode. and that modded PlayStation controller was like, yep, no problem.
Hey, guess what though? And the streak continues.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, god damn, bro.
26 fights. Wow.
Mate, this shit ain't ending anytime soon. So Bone Doing Work says, not impressed, I'll be back. That's what he said in the chat. But look, either way, brother, I was entertained by the fight, especially, quite honestly, with that finish. The fact that Driz was unable to get anything going. His first major damage of the fight was the finish. That's craziness to me. I mean, momentum shift to the up team, but it sets us up for two guys that we know and love within the community. MBK GOAT, your client, if you will, out here, J-Dime, up against the one and only Ripe MMA. These two guys, very, very much at the top end of the division, ranked number 12 in Ripe MMA, trying to take away that number 5 ranking of NBK GOAT, Jay. I'm sure that he gave you some choice words ahead of this fight. What could we expect from this one, brother?
First of all, we can expect a finish. What kind of question that we expect a finish?
Yes,
yeah. I mean, we're talking like, it's just this season, but we had a 92% finish rate, or 92 and higher finish rate last season. We had 78 events, nearly 1,500 knockouts. absolute crazy. You know, there's the prime time guarantee. So people fight differently in prime time. I don't know what it is, but the I don't know, something's in the air in prime time, Cyrus. You can always feel it. It's like it's not going to a decision 92.5% of the time on this season. They're trying to break last year's record, so I don't know.
It's bro, it's gonna continue. Like I actually have hopes, and I'm telling you, I have hopes. It may seem mad that we are gonna go the entire season. No touch of gloves. TJ Dillashaw, GOAT, kicks him in the face, taunts him, and then gets back to work. GOAT is motivated here, Jay. Your client may have had that, kind of that special juice before coming into this one.
Let's not forget, TJ is no longer in the USADA pool, so he can do all he wants before he get in the pool again. So he may or may not be on something, Humble.
I know Jay Dan knew about that fake glove touch to taunt to smack right there. That's something they've planned together. You know, he just kept his mouth shut. Not like earlier on, but still, there is brilliant at going forward, Jay Dan. He's brilliant.
Not like earlier on.
He's putting the pressure on. He's got.
What I said didn't mean nothing earlier though, because his opponent did it. He didn't even. So it didn't even matter.
It didn't. But these two fighters, the movement for TJ Dillashaw, the forward pressure, the durability of Vieira, and he needs less shots to kind of land to kind of put his opponent out, right, Dan?
Yeah, but Marlon Vieira's doing the right thing because TJ has like an 88 or 89 block. You gotta break that boy block. You gotta make, and if you're TJ, you gotta use your footwork and don't rely on that block, Cyrus.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. I will say one thing that's key to note right now. GOAT is doing this thing where he's going 1-2 slip, in anticipation of the return. But Ripe has already recognized it, and he's throwing rounded shots that have countered him a few times. GOAT is, savvy, but he needs to recognize that early because Cheeto isn't going to need too many to, really test that chin of TJ Dillashaw.
And that's the beauty of it. Cheeto's got this kind of he's got this style where you have to chip away at him, but he can hit you 1 or 2 and put you out there. Oh, nice work. Similar to the Alex Pereira sort of type, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from GOAT MMA at the moment. Who knows though, because I'm seeing this is important right now. Goes to the body with the knees, goes back to the head, gets him against the cage, and this lets him off the hook slightly, J-Dan.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
This is.
Oh my God!
It's over. Jesus. Damn.
Dang. That.
Say what you need to say, J-Dan. Say it.
I don't got nothing to say. That's great.
That's a first. Cyrus, great knockout from him. Look at the blood split. Jesus, he's trying to. Oh, mate. Oh, Jesus.
A sad, no respect being spammed as well. He's in the chat saying, "Give me my belt, bitches. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. Fired up, ready to take heads off and take belts, brother."
Well,
I mean, he came out here with a point to prove tonight and was able to push back rank number 12, keeping his rank 5 spot, maybe gaining 1 or 2 with a first round frickin' knockout. I mean, Jesus.
That blood, man. That blood. That's a crazy highlight reel. That's one of the better ones. J Diamond. He's gonna like that. Look at the blood. He spits like Triple H. He spits the blood right in the air. That's insane. That's put him right up there. And that's exactly what he needed. A big knockout like that. He was all business tonight. No messed about, all business. Came out, taunted his opponent, wanted to put him out. And this streak continues as well, J-Dan.
Yeah, man, this streak. We may have beat the Undertaker streak at this point. Yeah.
Oh, bro. I know it was coined a long time ago, but that primetime guarantee, it's a real goddamn thing. And we are getting near to 2 full events of pure finishes, continuing off from the last season in some sort of style out here, brother. I mean, these guys hungry, raring for 2023. 2023, after the last couple of years and all the madness that it's brought, Humble, it's quite clearly the year of violence.
Yeah, it seems like it's prime times. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Prime times, production, everything going on. The analyst desk constantly getting better. New graphics, things that are just happening. Our social medias as well. So it's everything in prime time is bubbling right now. It's just bubbling, waiting to explode. And these guys who are competitors are the reason it is going so well. Everything that they're doing inside of this octagon, these octagons, on these Saturday nights, Cyrus, is blowing the roof off the place. It's an entertaining card. You don't know which fight to put on the highlight reel because they're all highlights.
Yeah, look, honestly, genuinely. So we have awards for the 2022 awards, and they have been due out last weekend. They were delayed because of just goddamn how difficult it was to make.
Too many.
Yeah, just too many finishes, man. Too many, kind of sensational fights to pick from. But I will say, and I know that you're excited as well, that we have those now ready and raring to go. So keep your eyes peeled. Shortly following the card here this evening, we will be making some announcement on our socials, on YouTube and the like, so make sure to subscribe to that if you're not already. Of course, the Instagram, they will be announcing all of the awards that we have, and we have some lovely little packages put together for that as well. But brother, I say this, I mean it. It moved this on very, very nicely though after that last finish to the one and only former champion known as the pound for pound GOAT, BFAP motherfucking Trixie, up against the one and only DB Dezinio. I mean, these DB boys on the rise, my guy, on the rise, and now he has his opportunity to beat Trixie, which is what Cxnxept was able to do last week. It's what his teammate was able to do last week to secure that belt opportunity at the belt. Can he now do it? Can he take from the lessons that Cxnxept taught last week?
Definitely, we're having DB versus BFAP against you, Dan. Remember the last week as well, it was very similar. You know, the one fight can impact another, and this is Trixie. I'll tell you something, pressure's on Trixie right now. He's never lost 3 fights in a row. He potentially could have lost 3 fights in a row right now, and I don't remember a time since I've been here where Trixie has lost 3 fights in a row in prime time. That is huge pressure.
It is. So if you lose 3 fights in a row, do you think that Trixie is falling off? He's not the same? Is he no longer in his prime, Cyrus?
I tell you one thing about Swift Trixie, right? I will never, ever count this man out. I believe in the abilities of Dezinio. I hear really good things about him. But when it comes to Swift Trixie, BFAP Trixie, he is known throughout the UFC community as like some sort of mythical creature. When his name is mentioned in the same realm as primetime MMA, he turns up. He has accolades. You know, he's the Venom Invitational winner. He's been the ESFL champion. He's been the primetime champion. But he loves this place. It is his home, and he doesn't want to go on a losing streak like this. He doesn't believe his time is up, Humble. And we're about to find out right now, can this young blood start a new era with the DB boys on top?
You've got DB Cxnxept as well fighting later on, as you mentioned, and he's got to have been in the ear of Dezinio telling him like what you've got to do to beat Trixie, some of the game plan, some of the strategies to kind of take over in that close contest that they had last week. But it's whether or not he can execute. J-Dime talks about execution. It's okay having a game plan, J-Dime, but when it starts, you've got to execute it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, in the words of Mike Tyson. So it's about executing your game plan. You can talk a good game all you want, but are you going to execute, Cyrus?
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. The one thing I will say here is that Dezinio is actually Volkanovski, which is obviously such a durable pick for this weight class, Humble. That, you know, he can weather a little bit and he can really start to turn this fight dirty. As you can see right there, getting some nice shots off on Trixie, who is probably the more technical of the fighters, but can he outlast the barrage coming from Dezinio?
The entries from Trixie have been really nice. He does really good shot selection at the right times, and then he backs out of range, fires when he gets his stamina back up. Just really good. But Dezinio needs to make it dirty, J-Dime. You can't just do a striking match with one fighter. I know Trixie's amazing on the ground, but it's an MMA fight.
Oh my god!
You're fighting Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and I know how great Volk stats is, but if it's a straight kickboxing match, I'm going to favor Mr. McGregor, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, straight up, dude, straight up. You've got to turn it into a mixed martial arts contest, mix in that grappling. I don't know if Dezinio is going to want to go there, though, because Swift Trixie's grappling is well known as being low-key, one of the better elements of his game. He just decides to use it defensively. I had to laugh, though. I seen 2 first-time chatters come in and just write out some message like they're Jesse or something from Breaking Bad. I don't know what that is, but that's crazy, bro. Whoever wrote that.
That is crazy. You are completely right, but you are welcome to prime time, brother. Those crazy chats. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to say I don't want to read, but I don't want to read all that. That's like 2 paragraphs. I'm okay. I'll let somebody in chat read that.
I had to scan, bro. That it was crazy. Dazino right now, as I spill my drink on myself, is really, really pressuring Trixie. He has had his head held within blinking range a few times, but the entries, as you said, Humble, from Trixie have been impeccable. He just has the timing, of a champion.
He does. He definitely does. And I like the fact that Frosty MMA is in the chat calling out for the winner of this fight. Like, you've just shot your shot. It's the way to do it.
Oh my God!
Saved by the bell.
You almost broke the game right there. You almost broke the stream.
Well, all around for Trixie. Trixie back to his best. It looks like he's not going to go 3-0. I've seen some crazy things, J-Dime.
Hey, Cyrus.
Bro, I'm going to refresh
hold
this.
Hold on, Cyrus. Look at your head and look at Volk head.
Oh, bro, fuck you. I ain't having this. I ain't having you, bro. That's not good. There you go. We're back. Thank God. You didn't want to miss it. His stream froze up.
We're back.
Oh my God.
And nothing changed. He's still getting his ass whooped right now.
Yeah, I mean, once that chin is clipped and you have Trixie in the cage, 4 minutes may not sound like a long time, but I tell you, it's an eternity standing across from this man right here, Humble.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's not over. It's not over. Hold on. Is he going to make the comeback? Is he going to do it? I was about to say, we're going to see how good Dazino really is today because he's faced adversity. He's been put down multiple times, and he has the resolve to try to make this comeback.
Yeah, Dazino has decided, I'm not going out like that. I'm going to have to put some pressure on. You've got to shoot your shot. You've got to hurt him. You've got to make him think.
My God! Y'all want to see a dead body. Conor McGregor front kick from fucking hell, J-Dime.
Timing.
He just killed the man. The timing of that and the way he fell. No, he may have killed him.
He's dead, bro. The coroners have confirmed there is no pulse. That foot entered his skull.
Neck. Oh, I think you'd kill someone like that. That is like, if someone shoot for a takedown like that, you volley them in the neck. That's a life-threatening injury right there, Cyrus. And we've had 3 or 4 knockout candidates tonight of knockout of the night. The guys in the back, the guys who make that decision, have got their hands full. Cyrus, and there was already 2 last week. Yeah. So they need to pick one this week. We've told them they need to pick one guy, and I think it's going to be difficult. I don't know how they do that. I'll be honest. I am jealous. I'm not jealous that I am not them.
Bro, I'm honestly kind of almost lost for words after that knockout. It's not too often that I'm left a little speechless, but that is one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen on a virtual game like ever. Like that front kick, impeccably timed. I mean, the streak continues. The finishes continue to stack up. Fight after fight after fight. J-Dime, Swift, Trixie able to get the last one. I believe, unless I'm wrong, that the next fight is off. I'm just going to get that confirmed now. So I don't believe that the KM Caliber and EK Capalote fight is this week. From what I hear, there are some genuine reasons that fight has not been able to come to fruition, but they are looking to reschedule it next week, and hopefully everything is okay with those guys. We will be moving on, however, to our co-main event of this evening. It is a PlayStation #1 contenders matchup. So, of course, we already have the matchup, but we weren't able to book it. They will be fighting next weekend. The winner of that fight will be fighting the winner of this fight out here, Humble. NBK Vuk up against Raw Pappy, the top end of that PlayStation division, brother.
All right, let's sit up.
Yes.
Here we go.
And Cyrus, can I please announce one of the performances of the year this year?
Bro,
just can I do it?
We don't have the. I mean, I suppose I can. No, I'm not going to get it.
Can I just tell them what is one of them is, please?
You're an absolute bastard. But
He's
yeah,
a
I mean, if you really want to, we
have to because we're in the co-main event, and one of those guys is performing tonight, Cyrus, and these guys need to be built up as much as possible. We are putting it out there, but one of the most improved players of the year and the most improved player of the year, voted by you guys, is Vuk gaming, Cyrus. He has been a beast, absolute killer streak so far. His highlight reels is phenomenal. Like we said earlier on, we're putting this on Instagram. Go and check it out. It's absolutely incredible. Watch the streak from this guy came from. Doc breaks it down perfectly, and it's going to be amazing to watch along with the rest of the guys. But he's got a tough opponent tonight. J-Dime, Raw, Pappy, Wavy. Tell us about this guy.
Okay. First time I met Wavy and I played him, he was god awful.
What?
Listen, he has gotten so much better. Like, so much better. Even when he joined Raw, he's become one of the top players. I've seen him everywhere. Just his improvements are mind-blowing. With that being said, Buck is no slouch. Buck had to overcome a lot. He overcame being the most hated player I've seen in my life. And now he is one of the elite.
He was hated, J-Dime. Yeah, he was absolutely hated, wasn't he?
You talk about submission of the night as well. I mean, just to kind of peel back, he didn't win knockout of the night, okay, but knockout of the year, sorry, but he was actually part of one of the contenders for it. He landed one of the biggest spinning knockouts I've ever seen. Just like almost decapitated his opponent. So he has it all. The fact is, though, that Raw Pappy can be said about him. He can do it absolutely everywhere out here, Humble. But obviously, he's looking to utilize some of his beautiful striking as he defends that single leg attempt from Buck.
Yeah, he's going to want to keep it on the feet here. Is Sean O'Malley's got the reach. He wants to use that, keep his opponent on the end of his strikes, not waste too much of his stamina, and get some devastating blows, J-Dime, because Connor and Sean O'Malley, very similar, bit less power in Sean's hands, well, a lot less power in Sean's hands, but he still has that impact. He has a lot of the same moves, but not when he's on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pick a side. But Wavy is my boy, so when he gets punched, I feel like I get punched sometimes, Cyrus.
True friend right there, brother. True friend right there. We got to stop Humble. We've got to stop J-Dime from running in and jumping Buck. If the fight starts, if he's able to hold this position for too long, we can't allow that to happen. In all seriousness, this is where Buck gets his best work done. This is why he, was a little bit hated, is because people just didn't like the fact that he could destroy them on the mat.
Yeah, 100%. And this is where he kind of picks up and chips away his points, gets away with it, and starts to do a lot of damage. He's not just going to just sit there, throw one strike and work, Cyrus. He's going to really try to hurt his opponent, or submit them, essentially. He's got a really some good submission record in the UFC community as well. It'll be interesting to see how he kind of approaches this one, how he kind of wants to try and finish the fight. And he better get it finished, J-Dime.
Yeah, this is trouble for Sean O'Malley. This is where Buck wants to be. This is where he excels at, this grappling, like Cyrus said.
Ooh. And he continues to stop that get-up, which a lot of people struggle with. I mean, obviously he knows it's coming. And as you see, the ground and pound there, he's willing to give up position to get the damage off. Humble, my goodness, this man showing that there is levels to the ground game right now, and I mean he's making this look relatively easy for himself. He looks like he's in the driving seat in these grappling exchanges.
He is, but he does go back to the feet at the end of this round if he doesn't get a finish. And you've got to remember as well, Wavy trains with Spooky, and Spooky's one of the best grapplers on the PlayStation side. He literally focuses on a lot of his attacks of grappling and clinch and a lot of that areas, and he's going to have been trained with this guy. He's going to be used to being under the. He used to be the bottom J-Dime,
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Being used to being on the bottom, that's not a good thing, Humble. You don't want to accept that position.
Exactly right. Honestly, genuinely though, never allowing yourself to get flat. It's a little bit different on the game, right? Because patience is a little bit more, kind of rewarded, because you have to try to reset that GA and stuff like that. But realistically, you just never want to allow yourself to get flattened out on that mat. You want to continue to move your hips, stay active. And I feel like these guys are doing just about that. They've been very active in all positions here. You can see that Buck wants to get it back to the mat very quickly, and you can understand that, Humble, because the striking, the impending danger from the striking of Raw Pappy is quite clearly there as he goes to work, throwing combinations up against the cage.
He's realised that he wants to be the hammer and not the nail as Raw, and essentially he's trying to push it back, but nice work. I love that. That's just great positional awareness. He does get out, but the way that Vuk kind of used his momentum against him, turned him against the fence and used that, that's something he's got to be looking out for. The cage awareness of Vuk gaming is excellent. He's got great fight IQ.
Yeah, and he can't Wavy can't overdo it. He got to try to keep Aljo behind them lines, but Aljo's catching him when he's overcommitting. He's throwing too many, and he's slipping it every time, Cyrus.
Yeah, one of the things that, oh my god, caught him mid-animation. One of the things that, you know, is a little bit underrated from Fuck is that this grappling routine that he does, it's, you know, makes people frustrated, and it throws them off their striking game. So you can be one of the better strikers, you know, on the game period to ever grace the pads, but when somebody's grappling you like this, Humble, it takes you out of your A game and starts to, you know, potentially strip away from what is perceivably your skill set.
Yeah, it is. And look at that beautiful work right now, though. Gets him back into side control. I'm interested to see how Vuk Gaming approaches this one. Goes for top mount. This is good. He's going to try and get the denials right now in the ground and pound. He's going for the finish, J-Dime. Big shot. Wavy gets up.
Man. But he has to do something. If he wants to be back in this fight, he has to do something now because Vuk Gaming is doing what he wants right now.
Ooh, this is...
Trying to go big or go home.
A lot coming from Wavy right now, but nothing of importance, like nothing really impactful. J-Dime, he's kind of touching his opponent, kind of trying to force the shot, I believe. You know, I know that he's in a race against time. He's thinking that I might have lost 2 rounds here, but watch that leg. He's coming with a head held. Beautiful mix-up. He's going to get a suplex right onto his back. In the side, he took beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Right.
Yeah, he took him to Suplex City.
You know, Jay, honestly, what we say about Intro and his striking, right? Like how beautiful it is, the way he kind of makes animations sync together and just kind of really make it look clean. I feel like Vuk does that for the grappling. He makes it look real clean. He, you know, chains things together fucking perfectly, bro.
Yeah, you got to keep this in mind. He trains with a lot of great partners. He got NBK GOAT. Like, there's a lot of people who's good for him to train with. So he just works on his grappling all the time, Humble.
You just name your own client.
What I do? What happened? What I do?
It's got MBK GOAT, your own client. Yeah, he's got MBK GOAT showing how good he is, you know. And it's good teammates like that who are going to push you. And obviously goes for some big shots right there, right at the end. His fight IQ is brilliant, Cyrus. I'm a bit worried about this round for finishes wise, but so far, one of the performances of the night.
I'm telling you, I can sit here wholeheartedly and say the finish is here, bro. It's happening. You've said this too many times here this evening. This man does not look forward. I ain't sweating, bro. I ain't sweating it out. These guys going to keep the streak alive. I believe in it. Once again, Vuk may go to the grappling, but let's see he can set up the finish in the 3rd round. He just wants to do it without, you know, with minimizing the risk to failure. And I have to say he's done a great job so far. And Roll Pappy is not out quite yet out here either, Jay.
Yeah, but this is go big or go home. Everybody needs a finish.
Jesus, Roll Pappy going for it. Nice work from Vuk. Vuk gets the saddle position. He's going to start to block it. Now the elbows are coming. The elbows are coming thick and fast. He's got him hurt right now. Gets the backside. Look, watch him try to posture up to get some more damage. Denies it. Massive denial right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, look, out of the fire into the frying pan, he's not in any better of a position as another denial is easily got by Vuk Gaming. Goes across into side control, bro. Like this guy, just like I said, he's just positional awareness, absolutely fantastic. Gets denial after denial, and goes back to work with the ground and pound. If he's able to get a posture up here, it's not going to take too many to, you know, to kind of cinch in that finish. You know, especially from one of those really dominant positions.
Humble, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting concerned, Humble.
Yeah, like you know, we always talk about Vuk Gaming being the most hated man in the community. Got a feeling he might be going for it, J-Dime.
I believe.
Here we go.
Because at the moment he's winning pretty much dominantly every round. You know, the risk kind of free right there. I wonder if he's going to try and get to a more advantageous position to try and finish the fight. But 2 minutes left on the clock. We're against a race against time. The streak is at about 28 or 29 fights in a row. He could make it 30 maybe. So I'm expecting Vuk Gaming to try and finish it, but it is close to the end.
Genuinely, guys,
come on.
These guys are not going to make me out to be a liar, guys. They ain't going to do it. I believe in them. They believe in me. Let's do it, all right? Finishes. I'm telling you, bro, they're letting go.
Oh, my God. No, it's Roll Pappy going for it right now, and Vuk Gaming pulls his shot. A minute left on the clock. The nerves are going. They're not just fighting each other, they're fighting the streak.
They're fighting the streak. Oh my gosh. We got a minute left. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, is he gonna get it?
You
Gets a
didn't do
block.
that.
He does it. Oh no! It's over.
Oh my God! Imagine he gets the submission.
This would be crazy. This is the craziest comeback ever if he gets it. I don't think it is. I think he's just drowned down the clock. And we're not going to get a finish. Oh my God, they've broke the streak. They've been banned from prime time. Oh my God. No. These two.
A 29 finish streak is a finishing streak to fucking behold, my guys.
Guys sucks. You guys suck. Oh, why did I say it? Most imprint. No, it was a great fight. It was a great fight.
It was.
I can't believe they broke it. I can't believe they broke it.
Oh my God.
Bro, I challenge you to find another promotion out there putting together a 29 fight finish streak, a 92% finish streak across 2022 with over 1,500 fights. You guys turn up and put on sensational bouts every single weekend, and that one right there was no other, bro. Didn't get the finish, but I tell you what, it was a great fight nevertheless.
It was a great fight. It just in my head, I kind of want to see Gold versus Vuk. You know, them two put on great performances now. I want to see those two kind of fight each other in the future. That was a fantastic. I like, honestly, Vuk's got brilliant. He's got brilliant fight IQ. Like, his positional awareness is second to none. Some of the stuff he does. Look, it's domination, right? Yeah. Didn't really need to go for the finish, you know, and could have got submitted at the end there, sorry. So a bit of a squeaky bum time, but he eventually gets out of it, and that was a great core main event, which sets us up nicely for the next fight. Yeah, it is our main event.
5p, 10p in that last one, but you are absolutely right, my man. And this was the fight that made me think maybe decision, because Dave has been on a knockout spree for too long, bro. He's been knocking people out left, right, and center, and people in the chat were saying that you know, this might be Concept's time. And Dirty Dave came in just saying, what if I don't meet him for a brawl and I make this fight as boring as possible? He ain't gonna do it, all right? He ain't gonna do it, but I'm telling you, he is he is a dominant threat anywhere, whether it be on the feet, whether it be on the mat, and talking to Concept in the back. He's well aware of the threat that comes to the table with somebody like Dirty Dave. He knows that he needs to stop that takedown, and he believes that if it stays on the feet, Humble, then he's got all the answers in the striking world. That is his world, and he believes he's going to take over in those positions.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the characters they're using as well. The Conor McGregor versus the Islam Makhachev. That is a fight that you want to see in real life, J-Time. If we don't see that fight, it's a travesty. You know, these two don't like each other, and it's going to be interesting. The 4-4, the ping's stable. I'm excited for this one, mainly because of the backstory. Concept beat Trixie last week. Trixie is friends with Dirty Dave and a teammate. Concept is wanting to do it again. And Trixie won tonight against his teammate as well, so it might go vice versa if Concept can win this one and Trixie will go 1-1 J-Time.
This could be a great fight. It's 4-4. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the time. Oh, yeah. And it's for the belt. Oh, and Dirty Dave teammate Trixie got his ass whooped by Concept last week. So now, will he try to get revenge? My fault. My bad for the vocabulary.
Oh, yeah. No. Sometimes it's needed. Starting this one out though, I have to say, Concept, you know, looked good top to center, tried to work a couple of combinations, but Dirty Dave landed the bigger shots early. I mean, Makhachev has some serious power on the game. What's his stack, guys? Either of you know?
Hold on, I can tell you. Wait. His striking stat since the update is crazy. He has like a 95, 96 footwork, right? With 94 punching speed and 94 power since the update, and he has fast hands.
That's crazy. And Makhachev is a very usable character. Dirty Dave is getting pressured now. Yeah. The betting line is still open. You got a minute and 15 seconds. Someone just put 50,000 on Dirty Dave. I don't know who it was, but some crazy person. That is absolutely mental. So the betting line is still going. Get your bets on. But these two are fighting for the Xbox Primetime Championship. It is the first round, Cyrus. They're going at it. Concept is pushing the pressure. Dirty Dave on the outside. It is a tough fight for both guys so far. A lot of damage being done.
Yes, sir. 5 potential rounds, 25 full minutes should they need it. But the way these guys are heating up already, Jay, I don't expect it to go that long. The defense on the takedown side of things from McGregor has been sensational so far, and to me, it makes me feel like Dirty Dave is really starting to feel the pressure. I mean, the champ's in some deep waters here early.
I like the pressure early because now Dirty Dave will have to shoot takedowns on your terms. You're going to force the shot out of him. So I like the pressure he's putting on him, Humble.
Yeah, it does really well, especially when you start off quick. You know, you've got to be careful with Dirty Dave because he will counter-strike you very well, hurt you, and then use the grappling as you hurt because he has brilliant chains. He's almost like Tekken character, as you said earlier, Cyrus. You know, he'll chain his stuff together. His rock will always come with a shot. Beautiful work from Concept to deny 2 takedowns so far.
He likes that good old spear, does Dirty Dave. Emphasis on the dirty. He will get you down and make that fight grim for you for sure. Concept honestly fighting out of his socks right now. This kid, you know, kind of depending on the day I spoke to him, depending on where his confidence was. I've spoken to him a few times over the last week. You know,
I like this.
Yeah, he right now though seems to have turned up with full belief in him and his ability. I heard his team in the background screaming at him, just going, "Don't let him bully you, Rocky. Get out there." And that's what they were saying to him. That's what they were saying to him.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need a good motivation team, a good cornerman, and that's what you need. You need people kind of behind you, kind of pushing you, motivating you. Jay Dan knows this concept. It works every time. You have people kind of helping you out, do things. You know, you become better. You have more eyes. You think differently. You're not just, you're focused in, you're dialed in, and that's what you need. And Dirty Dave has that in his corner, and so does Concept.
Yeah, you said it perfectly too, and I think that Connor, next round when the round start, pressure Islam some more because honestly, he's making Islam throw more than he has to. Just by standing in his face when he's pressuring him, he's throwing these long combos, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Exactly. They touched him up for this second one. It has been an intense first round for the champion. He has had a lot of adversity thrown his way, but he is still there, still trying to get ahead of this fight. And this time, he's not getting backed up, Humble. He's trying to take charge of this one.
Yeah, I like the game change, the adjustments. We talk about adjustments. Champions have brilliant adjustments. They don't think the same as they did in each round. They've got to, they know it's a 5-round fight. It's 5 points to win, essentially, and obviously try to get the finish and try and hurt your opponent as well. It's not just you lose one round, it's done, Cyrus. You've got to make the necessary changes.
Exactly right, and he's finally able to secure that takedown, which was the game changer in Dirty Dave's mind. As you see, an early denial from Concept, but not able to stop the second one. Dave, however, not going to give up this position easily, J-Dime. He's going to throw 1-2, posture down of his own accord, look to advance position slowly but surely, and try to work towards that finish, especially with 3 minutes 20 left on the clock.
Yeah, great. But that was a clutch takedown when he got it because it looked like this round was going to be the same exact as the last round. Him just pressuring Dave. And because of his pressure, beautiful. Oh my God. He's right pressuring Dave, then countering him. And he's been doing this the whole time, Humble.
Yeah, lovely work. He's got this.
Oh my God.
It's almost like you know. It's just constant. It's almost like a bang bang, it's got a B3 sort of style, the way he's kind of moving forward and kind of doing it. It's got good ability, good confidence, good takedown defense. Those things together, Cyrus, make you incredibly dangerous. And against somebody who's a takedown artist, can really punish them. Dirty Dave with really bad stamina at the moment. The management's not great.
Yeah, I mean, it's because of what Concept is doing, though. I'm telling you right now, what I'm seeing, unless Dave is able to use some of those veteran tactics to get himself back into this fight, right now, for me, it's like Concept is realizing his potential. He was able to get Trixie out of the, out in the last one, and he may have been thinking to himself, was that just one? Can I do it again? This time it's for the gold. He's believing in himself now. He's realizing his abilities, and he's looking fantastic every step of this fight so far.
Oh my gosh! And I'm not gonna lie, and like I said, he's been forcing Dave to throw. That pressure keeping him on the cage is forcing Dave to throw when he doesn't have to throw. Nice reversal, Dave.
We've got to remember though, Dave was losing 3 rounds to none last week, and he came back with an absolute blistering submission. Dave's got that in his locker. We've got to remember that, Cyrus. He was losing the title fight last week. Like, it was literally it was similar to this, and he comes back, and that's what he's trying to do right now, and obviously cement himself to an even playing field at least.
Look, I'm telling you one thing about Dirty Dave, and I don't know if he takes this as an insult or a compliment, but I've said it before, and it's that he gives me American Psycho vibes, and I just feel like anytime he's losing a fight, he takes it personally. He's gonna try, like at least in the moment, and he will do absolutely anything he can to get the edge in that fight. And look, there's something about that cold, emotionless approach that he brings to this octagon that I feel is makes him a challenge for absolutely everybody.
Oh yeah, you are completely right, and That would probably agree with me that there is. But the thing is, can we say that though, Cyrus? Because since he became champion, nothing but finishes. I'm
not saying it's not against finishing. I'm just saying that he is. He doesn't get dissuaded. He believes in himself. He just gets annoyed. He takes it personally. He wants to get it back. If you turn up with a better business card than him, then he ain't gonna be happy, bro. He ain't gonna be happy.
Oh yeah, he definitely is a competitor. He's a fantastic competitor, but needs to avoid the power J diamond. Takedown's coming soon. You can kind of feel it. It's when he shoots that, and there's been 4 or 5 denials so far, and he's got rocked again. And Concept's going for the belt right now. This could be it.
Oh my goodness! That was a beautiful performance. That was beautiful.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Humble, do you want to do the honors, brother? Do you want to do the goddamn honors?
And new Xbox champion DB Cxnxept, absolutely incredible win, and becomes a fantastic champion with a great performance over such top competitor. Cyrus, he is our new champion. Well earned, well earned.
Yeah, I mean, doing it for the DB boys. I mean, I think the only so the second DB champion in primetime history, doing himself, doing his team proud, getting through the gauntlet, beating the pound-for-pound GOAT, if you will, in Trixie last weekend, who, came back this weekend and showed that he isn't out, bro. He isn't burnt out. He is not done. As game as ever. And he was able to get a victory over him. And then he came and did that here this evening, Jay. To do it in the way that he looked up against Dirty Dave, I mean, just fucking impeccable, bro. A champion has arrived.
His pressure was beautiful, and he was baiting out the shot and taking a step back and just landing his. And it was just beautiful. And then his defense on the ground was beautiful too. He fought brilliantly, to be honest with you.
Wow. Someone lost 50k on Dirty Dave.
I mean, like that's one of those like betting the house on Amanda Nunes situations, right? And Pena just comes through and wrecks your shit, bro. Takes all the marbles, and you have penniless. But genuinely, we know we'll see Dirty Dave back better than ever. He's a guy that goes back to the lab, trains hard, and is always in there. In the mix with the best of the best in this community. But for right now, DB Cxnxept. Fucking hell, and you, brother, and you.
Dave, he took out both of them in back.
I know.
Weeks.
Well, I mean, unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
Humble, Jay, it has been a pleasure calling these fights here this evening, and everybody at home, we appreciate the support continued week in, week out. 2023 is Primetime's year, bigger and better than ever. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go across to our YouTube, give that a little follow, and of course the Instagram as well. You'll find us at Primetime MMA. Of course, we have awards coming out a little bit later on this evening. All of the highlights from the shows will continue to be posted. We are upping the levels every single week that we can to continue to bring top-level entertainment of UFC 4 and competitive esporting action across the board. UFC 4 now, UFC 5 in the near future, and of course, that Undisputed, Humble. That Undisputed, as that comes around the corner as well.
Oh my God, can't wait.
Until the next time, stay safe, stay beautiful. We'll see you next Saturday.